Hello and welcome to an episode of Otome Oclock.
Hello.
I hope everyone's doing well tonight. How are you doing, Megan? It's been a minute.
I am doing good.
Shout out to Vera in chat. She's been waiting patiently. Inspector Vera's in the house. Everyone straighten up.
I'm excited about tonight's game, which I always mistitle because I always think it's manor, not mansion.
I do the same thing.
But I'm also excited because the character you play as in this game is like you can choose their name and everything, but there's no character creator. But that does mean Otto can come back.
The return of autofill.
Yeah.
So, Megan,
Meow.
you're into the whole Victorian Edwardian thing.
Yes.
Is there a difference between mansion and manor? Is there a substantive difference, or is it just...
I'm not sure on that one. I'd have to look into it. I'd have to Google really fast.
How fast are you going to Google?
I think is it that a manor takes in travelers sometimes? Is that what it is? Like a manor house?
A mansion is a large luxurious house, while a manor is a large estate with historic significance.
Oh, okay. So you graduate from mansion into manor.
Yes.
All right.
A manor
that's
sounds
why-
like an old money established estate.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And like mansion is like McMansion. Yeah, it's a big house, but you just built it 3 days ago, and it will collapse in 5 years because it was built poorly.
It won't survive to become a manor.
No.
All right. Historical significance. Thank you, Megan.
You're welcome. Also, thank you to Google for that very quick answer. I can tell you the name of his clothing articles and what layers go on first.
Stacks on stacks on stacks.
So it'd be a very long dress shirt first.
Okay.
Very long. Goes to about mid-thigh.
Damn.
Well, it also, depending on time of year. For summer,
Well, they
it
want
would
to make sure you tuck that shit in.
tuck it in, and it also sort of counts as like your underwear. You sort of tuck it around, you know,
Your bits.
your bits
And bobs.
and bobs.
Bob's your
And
uncle.
then, stockings, which secure at the knee.
Mm-hmm.
Then pants, and depending on the era, it sort of depends on what the button fly looks like, or if there's a zipper. Zippers are more like 1900s forward. Then your shoes, and then a waistcoat, and then your cravat, or whatever sort of neckwear you're wearing. And then you have a jacket over that. And then if you're going outside, you wear a longer coat. And when you're going outside, you also have a hat. And
These
maybe
are very
some
important
gloves.
things to know. I think at least.
I think so too. In winter, there might be a pair of like long johns involved as well, underneath the shirt and pants to keep you toasty. Because they had fireplaces and not AC units in the Victorian era.
Yeah. So, Megan, what game are we playing?
The Groom of Gallagher Mansion.
After that explanation.
It's
Tangent.
I saw somebody, basically come up with games for us to play on this channel. Half, at least, just watching people on YouTube play these games.
Yeah.
I also noticed you guys forewent introducing yourselves.
Oh, yeah, we did. I'm Ashlee A. Button.
I'm Megahan.
And I am the captive audience, Adam in the back.
But like I saw somebody play this and I thought it was super cute. And it's
seriously, captive, call the police.
it's not a terribly long game. There's a few different endings. It's not one of the like 1,000 yandere visual novels. Like I don't
Like, Maid Marian took a decent chunk of time, and that was just one route.
yeah. Like I have nothing against the yandere visual novels. I just don't think I want to stream them,
Yeah.
especially because like all of them have not safe for work content.
This one does have not safe for work content, too, but you have to unlock it through playing the entire game, correct?
Yes,
It's like a bonus.
it's a bonus.
But be warned, there is what are the content warnings in this game? There's going to be body horror. Obviously, one of the romantic leads is a fucking ghost who's been decapitated.
Yeah, as you can see, he pops up on screen occasionally on the Groom of Gallagher Mansion
Loading screen.
His head's just floating off his body. There's ableism. There's...
Is there self-harm?
It said self-harm. I'm not sure where. I don't remember. Obviously murder.
Well, I don't know. Maybe
child
he fell on
abuse.
top of a guillotine. I don't know.
I'm the one who knows what happened because I watched people play through the entire thing. But you don't know what happened. Forced marriage, stuff like that.
You know, the greatest hits.
The greatest hits.
So I guess let's get started.
Yeah.
Or do we want to look at preferences, see if there's anything we want to change?
Yeah, let's look at preferences.
Because it did do some adjustments, like large font. I put it to cream text color because white blinds.
Yeah.
Yeah. Off-white for the win.
Do you want screen shake? A good old self-voicing.
Self-voicing enabled.
honestly,
Self-voicing disabled.
If you're in a mansion or a manor, you want that antique white.
Yeah, you want that antique white.
What is audio titles?
Utterly Betty White.
I don't know.
Alright, we'll just have auto titles because everyone likes to read things. Alright, so I guess that's it. Large.
Yeah.
And in charge.
Cream,
Yeah.
which is slightly darker than ecru.
And then I guess hit start.
Yeah. Oh shit, we never decided. Who's voicing what?
What is there to voice?
So there's two love
Narration.
interests,
Okay.
and then there's the main character.
Alright, so we want to break it up like, oh, by the way, hello, this is Otome Oclock, where we read stories aloud to you.
Yes, we play visual novels.
These things
A
should have been
bi-weekly
included in the
event.
fucking intro, but apparently I can't be bothered to remember these things.
I'm scatterbrained because I just finished working on a big project.
Meaning, sorry, bi-weekly. It happens every 2 weeks,
Yes.
not twice a week.
That'd be too much. Alright, so what did you do? Do you remember what you did last time? I can't remember.
I think I was Marion last time.
Okay, so then I'll be MC and...
And like narration.
Okay, I'll be
And
MC and narration. And then if it starts out as a novel for the MC and narration, I will beat you. Even though we both made a decision together.
Okay. And I'll be the only two other characters in the game.
You get in the light work. And then we'll alternate between either chapter transitions or like major scene transitions.
Yeah.
Okay. The stories I've heard about the old Gallagher Mansion. The tales, the whispers, and the rumors. Home to decadence and luxury in the days of yore, now abandoned out of fear and left to rot. The obfuscated photos, the promise of lost inheritance, and a history stained by misfortune and blood, spilt in greed and ambition. Ooh.
Mm.
None of them have done this place justice. Quite the opposite, in fact. They all made it sound much more exciting. A quick look at Gallagher Mansion doesn't suggest anything special. It's just one of many other ancient, abandoned, century-plus old estates around here. I never got the hype. These decrepit old places litter this town like fallen leaves no one has bothered to rake up. It's a spot for college dorks to drink and hope no one notices. An occasional haunted house for young adventurers, and home to a few basic ghost stories that some of the older locals take pride in, heritage and horror in one neat package. You never notice anything extraordinary just by looking at it. Sure, close to midnight, an eerie old mansion far off the main road will spook you well enough, especially if you're alone. Luckily, I'm neither of those things. Well, technically I am alone, but not by myself. I fondle the phone in my hands for comfort while trying to avoid the thorns of the rose. No need to prick myself just yet, according to Taylor. Gallagher Mansion is abandoned. It's been abandoned for most of its existence. So why doesn't it look like a pile of splinters? Why are the grounds not overgrown with weeds and vines and poison ivy?
Team, do you copy?
Oh, we need to
What's
turn the
situation
voice
on
up.
field? Over.
Oh, there's voice acting. Alright, so prefs.
Prefs, yes.
Voice volume's cranked. Let me check something on. Crank this all the way.
Then turn music and sound down.
One of these days, you're going to turn on self-voicing for certain parts in one of these games, and you're going to get some sound effects you probably don't want.
All right, so I guess we just let the game voice itself.
Yeah.
Vice President, I guess, is a different character. That's you.
No,
man.
that's you.
Ah, shit. Doing fine, Taylor. In fact, I'm a little disappointed. I was hoping for something more than a light breeze. Maybe a darker and stormier night to really set the mood. Over.
Ha, don't jinx yourself now, buddy. Optimal weather conditions will make the mission easier for you and me both. Over.
You know, you don't need to say over when we're on a phone call, right? We can both talk and hear each other at the same time. Over. A pause. I can almost feel Taylor's pout on the other side of the line. I'm serious, though. So far, this may as well be an evening stroll.
Keep your guard up. If my sources are accurate, I'm like 90% confident we'll find something in this place.
The voice in my ear is Taylor Potts, my long-term dorm
Of course, he's
bestie.
only 10% confident in his source, so I don't know if you do that math.
The voice in my ear is Taylor Potts, my long-term dorm bestie at Zephyr University and the president of the college's Occult and History and Science Investigation Club, aka the OSIC. Meanwhile, there's me, the vice president, if only because I'm the only other member who consistently shows up to the meetings. And that's mostly because I feel bad for Taylor putting in all this work for the club. That's why I'm here tonight, of course. Why I'm at the steps of Gallagher Mansion, dressed to some very uncomfortable nines, with a desperate ghost hunter walking me through a desperate plan. Long story short, the student union is a meeting away from dropping support for the OSIC. We've had trouble retaining membership for a while now, and the facility we use for our meetings is utterly wasted on the two of us. Their words, not mine.
What do you mean you're done funding the club? The OHSIC is an incredibly important resource for students to explore their spirituality, their heritage, their culture!
I love he has two eye colors. Megan, since the other characters seem to be voiced, I think you should be voicing the vice president and I'll do narration.
Okay.
Listen, Mr. Potts. I've pulled enough strings letting you have the club for so long in the first place, but I can't defend you when we're not seeing results.
You still have a freaking anime club! All they do is watch movies and spend money on imported snacks!
Yeah, but they
Hey,
probably
That's
have a
gotta
lot
be
of people.
violating some
He's like,
kind
"Hey."
of rule about appropriating funds or something!
Appropriate funds.
First of all, it's the Japanese Culture and Heritage Club.
Ooh.
Secondly, they actually retain regular members,
Yikes.
as do many other clubs. If you can't engage with the students of this university, you're not really providing anything of value.
Ouch.
Space is a premium too. You know that everyone on campus is going gaga for that newly proposed juggling club. And they'd appreciate a room that's barely being used as it is.
But do you want to juggle inside?
Right?
The juggling club?
Well, you
The
need high
juggling
ceilings for that.
club! You can't do that to us!
I love Taylor's voice actor. This is great. I think the juggling club part that's gotten to him the most. Taylor's logic, clowns juggle things. Clowns are scary and evil. Therefore, the juggling club by default is scary and evil.
I mean,
There's gotta be another way! Please!
clowns juggle, but not all
What do you
jugglers
need
are
us to
clowns.
do to save the club?
All you need is a few more members. Doesn't matter how you do it, as long as you can show us that the OSICO is still relevant to the student body.
You know, Penn Jillette started with the juggling.
OHSIC.
That's all I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. Yes, that.
That's how it went down yesterday morning, according to Taylor. Later that afternoon, before I could start going through the motions for our meeting agenda.
Okay, here's the plan. You know that old house way out there on the corner of town? That old Gallagher place where all those deaths and murders happened ages ago? We've never checked it out. We thought it was too boring, too vanilla. But no! Maybe we made a mistake trying to find new things when we've left the biggest stone in town unturned.
Okay, but has anything changed about the place since the last time we looked at it?
Tomorrow, we're gonna investigate the old dump. I just know there's something we can find in there. It's our last hope. Vice Prez, tonight we're hitting the books. Research like your life depends on it.
He's so crazed looking.
I love him, and I love the art style too.
Yeah.
It gives me sort of like especially him gives me like little Scooby-Doo vibes.
Yeah, a little bit of
Yeah.
Scooby-Doo, a little early 80s like a Do Train 3-9 style anime.
Yeah.
Or any of the other formulaic Hanna-Barbera mystery-solving teams that didn't catch on.
Yeah.
Oh,
besides
Dune
just
Buggy.
Scooby-Doo.
Jabberjaw.
Jabberjaw, Speed Buggy.
Speed Buggy, that's
Captain
it.
Caveman.
Captain Caveman, Jesus Christ.
And by we're investigating, Taylor meant
Chelsea
that
and the Pussycats.
I go there in person by myself while he provides intel via an earpiece back at HQ. HQ is Taylor's car, of course. Maybe we could paint it like Ecto 1 and get a few members that way?
Status? You've been a little quiet. Over.
I like to think they're just using earbuds and they're on a phone call or
Yeah.
Discord chat. Back to the over thing, huh?
Oh, I'm doing okay, just thinking.
Don't get cold feet now, buddy. We need you now more than ever. You've dealt with the paranormal before, and you've rocked their world. Are you worried about your lines?
No, I've got the script down all right, though. I think we should put Otto in a dress.
Yeah. Are you gonna voice it?
I'm worried about tripping on my gown. Well, I'm worried about tripping on my gown. Can I at least take my heels off or roll the skirt up a few inches? Do I still have to do the veil thing? Over?
Sorry, no can do. You've got to look the part for when you fall into the cold, dead arms of Elias Gallagher. Over.
Understood, I'll look as classically ravishing as possible. Over.
As I say that, I quietly adjust my outfit anyway. Taylor can't see me over the earpiece anyhow. I may as well be comfortable, and maybe even a little disheveled, as befits someone with my sorrowful tale.
I'm at the door.
How's the rose?
Immaculate.
Then go for it, buddy. You're about to change our lives.
I don't see why I have to wear heels. I can wear flats also, Taylor. Like, I'm not gonna wear Converse, but some ballet flats wouldn't kill me. Can I ask you one more question before I start the mission?
Shoot.
Did, like, court entertainers or whatever still exist in Victorian times?
What, you mean like jugglers?
I don't really know if they did. Or why you're asking me that.
I'm just saying, what if Elias Gallagher isn't the only ghost left in this mansion? What if I run into his personal his personal clown?
Ghost clown? No! Why would you even suggest such a thing? I don't want to think about it.
But I could be in danger, unless maybe it was a nice clown who could cook.
Quit stalling and start the mission already.
There goes Taylor, hammering in the "no fun allowed" sign. Oh well. I turn my attention back to the facade of the mansion. It really does look too well maintained for an abandoned building. The cool brass handle turns and the door glides open. The first thing I notice is how stale the air tastes inside the manor. The second thing I notice is how cold it is in here, even compared to the light breeze outside. The atmosphere is unnaturally frigid, though not enough to make me bail out to grab a jacket, so long as I'm quick. This place has certainly seen better days.
Hacker voice, I'm in.
How's it looking in there, bud?
A lot more promising now that I'm inside. Perfectly ripe for a haunting. Complete with a creepy portrait upstairs. In fact, you'd probably have an asthma attack with all this dust.
Is your sixth sense tingling?
I don't know why, but it is super cold in here. As long as I'm in and out of here fast, I don't think I'll need to worry about it too much.
One thing I'd like to mention, for this group being supposed ghost hunters, where the fuck is their equipment? Like no cameras?
I believe
No, like a fucking handheld thermometer?
I believe their equipment is Vice President's cell phone.
Voice recorder?
Cell phone.
Anything?
Cellular device.
That's reasonable. I think it's time to summon a ghost then.
Roger that.
Roger. What's your vector, Victor?
About time I put that single year of high school theater to good use. Well, here we go. Prick my finger on one of the thorns, scatter a few of the rose petals around, then cue the monologue. I suck in a breath as the thorn pricks my index, channeling the pain into a sufficiently hammy performance. Let her rip.
Alas, my poor aching heart.
Yes. I clutch my chest, with one hand, and lay back of the other against my forehead, crying out to the empty halls before collapsing into a heap. The noise reverberates against the walls in a cacophony of echoes.
Cacophony?
Yeah, fucking vocab words in this.
Woe is me to have been abandoned so coldly at the altar. Why did the love of my life forsake me so? Today was set to be the most joyous day of my mortal existence, and yet all I feel is a pull of despair into my darkest days thus. Oh, woe upon such an unfortunate soul as mine.
Damn, Megan. I can hear some
goodness,
slow
that
clapping.
One semester of theater is, yeah.
I knew this was coming, and I had mentally prepared myself.
That's beautiful. I can hear some slow clapping and a stifled guffaw from the earpiece.
All I wanted in life was to know the warmth of a lover's touch. Won't anyone take pity on me?
I let loose another pathetic sound of anguish while plucking off more petals and close my eyes.
This is my cue to throw tomatoes at the stage, right?
Tomatoes mean the performance sucks. I'm doing great, dummy.
All right. Keep up the good work then, buddy old pal.
I glance around my surroundings.
Am I sensing a little bit of unrequited there?
I almost feel like the painting on the second floor is judging me silently, but it must be my imagination.
I'm just judging your performance.
Why should I continue to live a life unfulfilled? I almost think it better to sleep an eternity, dreaming forevermore, rather than to suffer this cruel reality.
I pluck off the last of the rose petals and cast away the stem. The deep crimson speckles of blood glimmer starkly in the light of the moon, now dripping through the cobweb-covered windows.
Oh my.
Perhaps I shall die as I lived, alone with naught but my own sorrow. If God or some kind and gentle soul has lent their ears to my pleas, then take me now.
I lower my head and let a few more tears flow down my cheeks. The ritual is now complete.
Truly a riveting performance. 10 out of 10, Oscar-worthy, or whatever.
We didn't ask for your sass, Taylor.
Hey, don't kill the atmosphere.
The temperature suddenly drops to the point where it feels like my blood is freezing in my veins. Something inside my brain screams at my legs to run, but I can't move. I raise my hand just in time to see the rose petals scattered across the foyer, swirling up into the air, coalescing back onto the stem I threw at the foot of the steps.
Are you ready for some shoujo bullshit?
Oclock, what blood is this, which stains the stony entrance of the sepulchre?
Yeah, sepulcher! Woo! I get excited for vocab words.
This is the most beautiful shoujo shit I've ever seen.
I love some good rose petals.
Wait, who was that? What's happening over there?
Oh, you didn't expect to find anything.
My jaw drops as the vague shape of a man materializes from the top of the staircase. My mouth is suddenly too dry to form a coherent response. Elias Gallagher, in all his undead and ephemeral glory, is gliding down the steps toward me. Holy shit.
Fresh blood in my esteemed estate. Stained on a red rose, no less. A tragic sight indeed. But not quite so tragic as the one who stands before me. Pray tell.
Oh, dear.
Who are you? And what is your purpose here?
Don't look at me
What
like that.
is
You're
your quest?
terrifying me.
Bud? Hey, Bud. What's going on over there?
Oh, I sense some electronic disturbance.
In the Force.
Don't piss
So,
yourself.
first of all, I'd like to say those buttons are holding on for dear life.
That is a very broad
Elias
chest.
did not skip chest day in the Victorian era.
Right.
Elias Gallagher, Lord of this manor. My name is...
My name is...
Quick side note, Vera, unfortunately this game, sometimes games, when they're developed, like, they're not as popular enough that Twitch doesn't have a category for them. So there actually is no Twitch category for the Groom of Gallagher Manor. So I had to put it in just chatting, just to have something there.
Otto. No, that's not how you spell Otto.
That's right.
Yes.
Is it 2 L's or just 1?
One's fine.
I don't know. It works better with 2, doesn't it? All right. Too late.
And I am but... someone's betrothed. I am Autofill, and I was betrothed to one who abandoned me at the altar on the day of our wedding. With a broken heart in my chest and tears in my eyes, I sought solace in a quiet place away from the ceremony, and found myself here.
Ah, you poor dear.
God damn, he's stacked.
I mean, seriously, though.
He's like a double D.
Like every...
Hey there, Chest Flexington. Jesus. What?
like every dude character except...
Flex Mentalo over here.
Except,
Yes.
like, Taylor, because the devs of this game have another game they're working on, but, like, every dude's chest is drawn like that, except for, like, 2 different characters.
The artist seems to have a preference.
'Cause that's
I don't
not-
mind.
Yeah, no, but it's like that shape is not very male chest
No.
either.
No.
But we still love
It's-
it.
it's
Sometimes
somewhere
just
in the
fun drawn
middle.
torsos.
It's where he keeps all his love.
Yeah, I guess.
He's got a whole lot of love.
He's got a whole lot of
You
love.
and I are not
All right,
at
now
all
his name is
dissimilar
Led Zeppelin.
indeed.
Congratulations.
I am well acquainted with tragedy, and know that your wounds need tending to at once.
Oh my.
Oh my, indeed.
Tell me,
You're awfully close,
would
sir.
you like to forget the cur who broke your heart?
Yes. I mean, what? I mean, no.
I
mean, yes.
His head's just, like, gently floating.
Ever so gently.
Sorry,
Hook?
are you nodding or is there a breeze?
Hook, line, and sinker.
Oh, yes, I would not hesitate if there was such a way to ease my sorrows, but I fear it won't be a simple matter.
Nonsense, my dear. I can melt away your anxiety and regrets, for it is within my power as long as you remain inside these 4 walls. Now, will you accept this rose, darling?
What is it, the fucking Bachelor?
Apparently. He holds out the rose I shredded up not too long ago, the blood gone from the petals and the thorns absent from the stem.
Hey, Bud! What's going on there? The line's going haywire over here.
I reach up towards Elias.
Elias's.
Towards
Oh my
Elias's.
God.
Yeah, but the thing is, the apostrophe is fucking with me because it's possessive because it ends with S, so it has an
So it has an
apostrophe.
apostrophe after
So
the S, yeah.
I reach up towards Elias to take the rose from his hand,
Elias
and
is-
our knuckles brush against one another. His touch is deathly cold.
I will.
I'm requesting a report. Do you need backup? Answer me.
Wonderful, darling.
Elias's hand glides up to my cheek, caressing it gently and phasing through my skin.
Now even death won't do us part.
What? What?
He's just the biggest goober.
Some more silence. Some more silence.
And yet more silence.
The distant cry of a carnival mystery. A long wail, a pained
carnival
moan,
mystery or a carnal
looping
mystery?
through the walls and dancing on the flowers. The petals shake, stamens and pistils tremble, and perfume avalanches upon me, a billion scents as strong as a forgotten sun. Jesus.
Man,
Strong
I'm a
enough to
little sick.
sting my eyes. Excellent line delivery. I rub my eyes and open them to a blue ceiling.
What the hell? Where am I?
As I ask, the wails and moans shaking my bones cease. They were my breath. Just my breath. And that carnival mystery? Exclamation points? The phone's still ringing, but it's not in any of my pockets. This wedding garb was a huge mistake. My hands scamper on the sheets of the bed, searching for my phone, trying to answer Tay. Hang on. Bed? My eyes remember to look at more than the ceiling, and along with the rest of my senses, waking up and processing information. Sure enough, I've found myself in some ancient bedroom. I catch a flicker of light amongst the disheveled sheets and snatch it to me. My phone screen glows like a comforting little lantern. I accept Taylor's call and...
Oh, God! I've tried you like 50 times already since the call dropped. What the hell happened?
I don't really know. Where am I?
Are you still in the mansion?
Somehow I'd forgotten where I was. What had happened? My cheek twinged with the memory of a chill, ethereal touch. Elias. That touch was from Elias. A ghost touched me! Right? That actually did happen, and it wasn't just some sleep-deprived hallucination I had from all of Taylor's
And this
ramblings.
stickiness on my face is
Right?
ectoplasm, for sure.
Hey, bud, don't clam up now.
I guess I'm, not outside at least.
Describe your location.
Well, everything around me is still dimly lit in a morose shade of blue, so that's a good sign. Well, good might not be the right word. And the decor certainly looks... Wait, hold on. Hang
Because
on.
if everything is that shade of blue, that means that you're in a movie and somebody chose the day for night filter.
This is still inside the mansion, right? Lights and decor are one thing, but this room sure doesn't look like it's moments from falling apart. The sheets I'm lying upon are coarse, but in perfect condition, as fresh as the day they were woven on some state-of-the-art pedal loom. The mattress holds my weight with a sense of duty, and the pillows couldn't be fluffier. The paint on the walls, which were peeling away in the foyer, hold immaculately tight here with not a chip in sight, no cobwebs or holes or even a speck of dust floating upon the air. The portraits and paintings all hang straight and untorn, with gilded golden frames, the pots and vases without any cracks in their porcelain. Even the air is a far cry from moss and bird's nests if you ignore the stale taste. And now that I'm calmer, I also notice that I'm wearing a pair of soft silken gloves. I don't recall bringing them with me when I came in. Were these a gift from Elias?
Hey, hang on. Look at this bedroom.
I take a quick set of photos and upload them to Taylor.
Wait, a bedroom?
I guess it's a lot nicer than the foyer. Nothing's falling apart. Nothing's stained. It does look like part of the same house, though. Same general decor.
Huh. Maybe the door was locked and nobody got in? This place is a known party hub, after all. Maybe the co-eds and whoever else wrecked everything they could reach, but they just couldn't get into here.
That seems unlikely. A century of no one visiting would still do damage to a locked room. It's not like it's sealed away from the rest of the world. Unless... Was it just this room? A special place for me?
Hey, Taylor, can I ask you for a favor?
Swiftly.
Yeah, what's up?
I'm looking at you, Adam, and I'm disappointed.
Can you, brief me on the mission again?
You're kidding, right?
I just woke up and I'm pretty sure there's a ghost floating around eager to meet me, so come on.
Yeah, alright, you're right. Let's play 20 questions to catch you up to speed here.
Let's start with who were the Gallaghers? Actually, wait, can we, right click real quick? Not on any of the options, just see if you can save. Okay, save. Now return. Start with who were the Gallaghers? So who exactly were the Gallaghers in the grand scheme of things?
The Gallaghers were a well-off military family from Europe who came to America in the mid-1800s. Archibald Gallagher, the patriarch of the family, found success as a cornmeal baron. He married a woman named Mildred, and together they had a total of 7 children. All of the Gallaghers were quite exceptional, except for...
Elias.
Elias was the black sheep of the family. All of his other siblings were born strong and healthy, but Elias's birth came with a lot of complications.
He was bedridden for most of his life, wasn't he?
Pretty much the epitome of the sickly Victorian child trope.
I don't think you should put it that way.
I can almost hear Taylor's shrug from the earpiece.
How did the Gallaghers die? How did the Gallaghers all die?
A lot of rumors say it was some kind of curse, but no one can agree on why they were cursed to begin with. The eldest child died first in a horse accident or something. After that, it was a chain of freak accidents in short succession, completely unrelated to the previous deaths. But without fail, it would always kill the next eldest child like a line of dominoes, hitting the rest of them in some pretty gruesome ways.
Yikes.
I think Archibald and Mildred Gallagher weren't too happy about having to write Elias down as their sole heir once the others were gone, but somehow he'd managed to dodge the curse. Then, not long after amending the will, the parents drowned in a bridge collapse on what was supposed to be a leisurely carriage ride. Same energy as scented candles setting fire to your apartment.
Talk about
Just the facts,
depressing.
ma'am.
There was, still is, plenty of speculation about Elias spinning elaborate murder schemes to take down his family. But the thing is, Elias had few people to write letters to, and even fewer people who'd write back. Elias became a permanent shut-in after becoming the head of the Gallagher estate. I'd probably do that too if it happened to me.
Sheesh, no kidding. Who killed Elias Gallagher? Elias himself was murdered long after the Gallagher curse had axed off the rest of his family, but who killed him?
That would be Violet and Gerard Dupont. Gerard was the Gallagher groundskeeper, and after the rest of the family died, he decided to get a little ambitious. Don't think that guy was gay, though. Otherwise, I imagine he would have gone after Elias himself. So he introduced his sister Violet to Elias as a fellow heiress without a partner. You can guess what happened next, right?
The whole courtship dance, a romantic proposal, and a wedding to write home about?
Everything but the wedding, yes. According to the newspapers we dug up, Elias died the night before his wedding ceremony while the DuPonts were caught red-handed tearing the place apart, looking for the Gallagher fortune.
Nice.
Nice.
And then the rest is history. Okay, why am I here? Why am I here?
You're really asking me? Sorry.
Taylor inhales deeply before continuing.
You're on a field mission to investigate Gallagher Mansion, so we can find evidence that ghosts exist, therefore proving that the OHSIC still has value to Zephyr University Student Union.
But you didn't bring any kind of evidence collecting equipment.
Besides finding a ghost, we're also looking to see if we can figure out where that old Gallagher fortune might be. Treasure hunting isn't our primary goal, but it's worth keeping an eye out for. The newspaper clippings we found always said how huge the inheritance was, but some assets were never accounted for in the banks. Rumor has it that the Gallaghers kept part of the fortune somewhere in the estate.
That sounds about right. Thanks for the recap. You know, this mission feels different compared to the last time I had an encounter with the paranormal. Taylor?
That's because the last mission I sent you on wasn't a real thing. That was a fake paranormal incident. Hey, after we posted your reactions on the internet, we did get some new members.
For a little bit, then they left, and it was just you and me again.
Taylor lets out a deep sigh on the other end, and that's the end of that.
Thanks for catching me up, Taylor.
Of course, bud.
I glanced around my surroundings again. The door leading out of this room, out to somewhere only Elias could know, beckoned me forward. I had to know what lay beyond.
I think I'm going to explore more.
Whoa, whoa, whoa! Hold your horses! Aren't you feeling lightheaded or dizzy or anything?
Just a little groggy. Why?
You know, I've been trying to reach you for 2 hours.
Rush your car's extended
Were
warranty.
you even aware you've been gone that long? Maybe you had, like, a concussion or something.
I have no idea, but I don't think I had a concussion.
So he's been sitting in his car on the phone trying to call you for 2 hours without getting any sort of outside assistance or trying to get in the building to find you himself.
No one said he was smart.
That touch, that really did knock me out, huh? I can barely remember. Elias didn't seem to think it was a threatening act. Did he want to put me to sleep, or does he not know his own strength?
When I collapsed, what did you hear?
I kept hearing that guy's voice and a rush of air. So, was it really Elias?
This isn't another one of your fake incidents, is it?
I know I shouldn't have asked that. Taylor wouldn't pull that on me twice.
Yes, he would.
But after everything I've been through tonight, it jumped off my tongue in desperate skepticism.
No, of course not. So you really did see the Elias Gallagher?
And he had some banging bazongers. I think I touched him
The
too.
man has a
Ooh.
nautilus in the afterlife.
Okay, I'm coming in. We have to get you out of there.
Wait, hang on, why? This is what we came for, though. And we don't know what's going on now that Elias is active.
Yes, throw yourself into further paranormal danger.
I think I can face the peril.
Welcome back, Vera.
Listen, Taylor, you're the one who's the actual ghost fanatic. I only hang out with you at the OSHA because...
OHSIC.
Oh, whatever, look.
Oh, the ICUP.
You finally have your proof that ghosts really do exist, and now you're calling a retreat?
It's a tactical retreat. I was kinda prepared to find a ghost, but not for you to go MIA for 2 whole hours.
Okay, he's got a fair point there. I almost
could
feel a
lose his
little
job.
guilty at how hard he's hyperventilating.
He could lose his charter for a completely different reason if he loses a student.
I know it'll help him. Tell him to calm down.
That always works.
I will let you choose.
I'm gonna antagonize him. Please calm down.
Taylor, please calm down. I'm still here. I'm okay. Take a few deep breaths.
Fine. Yeah. Deep breaths.
Taylor's labored breath slowly even out as I imagined him wiping some non-existent sweat off his brow.
So, if that ghost had the power to put you to sleep, he must be a lot stronger than we anticipated.
You didn't anticipate shit, buddy.
I don't think he's gonna hurt me, though. After all, he wants to court me.
He wants kisses.
Do you really want to hurt me?
Line?
I don't think he's gonna hurt me, though. After all, he wants to court me. I've said it twice now.
You two just
I thought you were
met.
just saying this conversation.
That's rushing into things.
No, she was reading.
Oh. So much for catching his breath.
That was our plan, wasn't it? To trick him into thinking that I was supposed to get married. And, well, we succeeded.
To be fair, that line that you read twice is something that you would say in normal conversation, so I was confused.
But if you had just... I don't know.
Looked at the screen?
I have a lot of screens I'm looking at over here, okay?
Yeah, I know, and that's partially
1,
my
2, 3, 4.
I can just barely hear the faint gnashing of teeth on the other end.
Right? Yeah. Okay. Look, I'm still coming in to give you a hand. I trust that guy about as far as I can throw him. Which isn't very far, well, considering, he's a ghost.
Well, if you're coming in, I'm heading out. Don't know what I'll find, but I'm bored of this bedroom.
No, you stay right there. We have no idea what that dude's up to.
Well, according to you, I was sent on this field mission because I have the stronger body and no dust allergies. Just stay on the line, all right? Let's see what happens.
Famous last words.
What could happen?
The door opens to a house alive. The chill is gone, and the dim light from the window flows through the halls like a river undammed. I think this is the same house, after all. The walls are chipped and the floorboards creak, and 100 ornate doors beckon to be opened, a mystery behind each and every one. I'm just as lost now as I was before I fell asleep.
I'm out of the bedroom. No signs of Elias or any other ghosts for that matter. I think I'm still in the mansion?
Ugh. Okay then. I'll stay put for now. But if we're gonna do this, then you need to give me a status report.
Okay, so you know how cold I was when I first entered? That's not a problem anymore. The whole manor is... What's one step down from cozy?
No response except what might be Taylor biting his lip. As he contemplates the situation, I hear another voice. It sounds... happy? It's humming a melody unfamiliar to me, all at once wistful and joyous and despondent. The harmony of dissonances fill the house, and even though they barely outdo a whisper, and despite the echoes crawling like slugs along the walls, I know exactly where the sound originates.
I think I know where Elias is. I'm gonna try to find my way back to him.
If the house really has
that could
returned
be
to its full glory,
change
is
your
it
tone a
because of
little
Elias?
bit, and that could really be
If it's
taken out
not
of context.
freezing in there anymore, that has to mean something. I think you've really awakened him.
Care to elaborate?
Your presence has given him something he hasn't had in forever. I think this house conforms to his spectral energy. You've made him happy. You've satisfied part of his wish for romance, but I want you to be very careful about how that wish gets entirely fulfilled.
I'm gonna
okay?
fulfill something,
Ooh,
huh?
Somebody's jealous. I'm feeling an unrequited vibe going on here.
Okay.
I haven't been paying much attention to where I'm going, but my feet have walked on without a second thought, through the twisting halls to another dimly lit room. And to Elias Gallagher. I peek into the study as quietly as I can, sans the creaky door hinges, so as not to disturb Elias. I spy him holding a few volumes of some old book collection in his arms as he peruses a crowded shelf. I can't help but notice the content smile resting on his lips. A little happy boy. Once satisfied with his haul, Elias floats over to an armchair and sets the books on a nearby accent table, making sure they're in his preferred order. A pot of tea and some snacks wait for him to sit down.
Wait, can a ghost even eat or drink?
Contemplating the question, I lean forward to get a better look, the door creaking as it unintentionally pushed further open. What just happened?
We spooked a ghost.
Oops, I've ruined his reading time. He spotted me.
Oh, my dearest. Wait there.
He's panicked. He hurries over, ghostly tail slicing through the carpet. In a quiet instant, Elias floats before me, chest puffed up dramatically.
Man, you can't puff that
Please,
chest
my dear.
anymore.
You mustn't wander around.
You don't puff that
Things
chest.
remain
It
out of
just puffs
sorts.
itself.
Oh, he's embarrassed. The house is in disarray.
He's like, oh my god, I have a cute visitor and I have to clean everything. Oh no.
We have visitors. We
Oh,
must
yeah.
burn it all to the
Yeah,
ground.
No.
I do my best to ignore Taylor's annoyed groan.
But when I heard you humming, my feet began to move of their own accord. Why, you must have summoned me here to grant you company.
Sure, the line was cheesy, but it wasn't wholly inaccurate. I was drawn to Elias somehow, by something.
And here I thought I had been quiet so as to not disturb your slumber. Sincerest apologies for rousing you from your rest.
No need for apologies, my dear, for I had already awoken.
Elias cocks his head. The only
Oh
thing he's about
my.
to cock.
And yet, that changes little about the unreadiness of this manor. After all, I have to
changes
do all
nothing
this
about the manner
cleaning
of this manor.
myself. Simply look at the state of this study. Oh, it's so far gone from its glory days.
Didn't you say it was pristine?
With the state of this estate.
I did, and I stand by that. Virology labs wish they were this clean. Either Elias is a perfectionist beyond compare, or he and I are seeing two different versions of the manor.
And yet I find these rooms quite beautiful.
Just wait, and be amazed. I will have to find new staff quite soon. Sadly, they did not stay with me as I left my body behind. Oh,
At
if
least he
only
knows
they
he's
had.
dead.
He is so very aware. Now, don't get too preoccupied with the staff. You have all the time in the world to replace them.
Literally, because you're already dead.
On the contrary, arrangements must be made with all haste.
Arrangements for what?
Our wedding, of course.
He's known us for 2 hours.
Look at his blushing little face and his I'm nervous smile.
He's just such a cutie patootie.
He is. Chandler chokes on his spit through the earpiece while I stand there and replay the last sentence in my head. Oh, he's got hard eyes. I can't blame Elias for wanting to rush after decades of waiting, but I think it's been more than decades. Taylor mutters something indiscernible under his breath. I feel the same, though. I might be in more trouble than I expected.
But I've only just been left at the altar, my dear. A long time for you has only been a sunset for me. I ask you graciously to let us seek a compromise.
Elias tilts his head once more, eyes locked with mine.
But your heart... I can
Good
hear its
Lord.
soft, gentle tears fall upon your soul.
This is some top-tier shoujo bullshit.
This
Oh my
is...
God. Laying it on real thick there, aren't you, bro?
The thing is, he feels every part of it.
Oh, no, I know. I'm a recovering hopeless romantic.
I promise you, my dearest, that a heart does not heal easily. No matter how many tales of tragedy and hardship one may read, reality is much more painful. Why, my own heart has been broken more than a dozen times over the course of my life.
Oh, no.
And alas, it has never once healed.
They're stacked in
Only
the cellar.
turned to an aching scar.
Oh my god. Turn to an aching scar. Good lord, this dialogue.
Like, no, the
I have
connotation
tried
here
my
is...
damnedest to ignore these wounds, to let them bleed out and coagulate into some semblance of strength. But it left me sickly instead. If a heart is to be mended, surgery must be immediate.
Oh no. This is,
Does that mean people is gonna get stabbed?
I don't know if I like where this is going.
Elias takes my hands in his cold, ethereal grasp.
This is getting a little incelly.
And here before you is someone who can mend your broken heart. Someone who can cherish you, stay with you, create happiness for you. I never had that
That's not the
chance
right
in my own mortal life. And after so long, my dearest, I want you to choose happiness, not sorrow.
Fucking ooh eyes. Alright.
And I want to be the one to give you that happiness.
All right, let's save, because
okay.
I think it's about
It's about that time.
that ad time.
So we're gonna take a short break to rest our voices and stuff.
Yes.
So we're
Megan, have
gonna
you actually
be-
been keeping track of the ad times?
Well, it's usually once an hour.
Yeah, it's usually once an hour.
So we're just gonna be, right back and stuff. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And we are back. Thank you for sticking with us through the break. We need to rest our voices so we can continue. Though this isn't as bad as like Marion was.
No.
That stuff took forever, and it's nice it's partially voice acted, so we get a bit of a break.
Yeah, I mean, the only part that's not voice acted is us.
Yeah, and we can just easily split it up between narration and dialogue.
Yeah.
All right, Elias wants to be the only one to give us that happiness. Oh boy.
The one that like is so indie it doesn't even have a
Thank you,
listening
Pat.
is the one that's partially voiced.
Yeah.
I'm flattered. Something in his words rings truer to my heart than I could have expected. All I'm doing is playing along, acting my part. But if I had actually been left at the altar, would I?
Whatever you do not trust him at all.
Taylor's voice snaps me from my thought.
But also, don't do anything to upset him. Play it as cool as possible.
It's making it really fucking easy for you to say.
Elias gave you a very thin rope to walk. Don't fall down. Do you understand?
So you're asking me to not fall in love, Taylor. Is this what you're asking?
Elias can probably hear everything. Okay, I got this. I can walk a tightrope. Or at least fake it.
Why not show me what else there is to Elias Gallagher? Let me indulge in my groom before I marry my husband.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Okay.
We shall do that. But I cannot wait forever either. The taste of eternity I've already supped upon is nigh unbearable.
This is what happens when someone, only reads romance novels.
Yeah.
Join your groom in helping him plan our wedding.
Taylor once more grumbled something inaudible.
And what does my dear groom need help with?
Elias gives a thoughtful pause.
Now let me think. I'd love your assistance with the floral arrangements. I have all the flowers of New England in my hands. It shall be difficult to select only a few.
Yeah, kids, remember, romance novels are not written from the voice of experience.
To prove his claim, he presents his open palms to me, and a smorgasbord of the tiny sample flowers sprout and bloom for my perusal. Jesus, that's a lot of vocab words.
That's so many. You'll have to narrow it down for me, else I could never choose, and surely you'd want me to be selective.
Of course. And after that, a cake. I know my grandmother's recipes are still in this house, and I should set off on finding them. I've tasted them all when I was still in the flesh, and they're delightful. As such, I leave the choice of cake to you.
I can certainly do that.
And finally, since you'll be marrying into my distinguished family, I'm eager to bestow upon you a gift suitable of that prestige. I shall lead you to my treasury and introduce you to the family jewels.
What's
oh,
up?
what?
What type of
How
family jewels we
forward.
talking? Elias, you cur! No. Taylor sniggers. I can't help it. I laugh too, but try to mask it tastefully.
Haha, delightful. So I shall pick the jewelry I wear for you?
Precisely.
Very well, and with that, I believe we have reached an agreeable compromise.
Then let us begin. Take my hand, and I'll lead you to the greenhouse.
Elias's hand isn't nearly as cold as earlier, but my fingers phase through his just slightly all the same. It's enough to simulate the gesture of holding hands at least. Satisfied with the arrangement, he leads me out of the study and back through the halls. As we walk, I re-examine my surroundings. It really is hard to believe just how much of a glow-up this place got.
Hey, partner. How are we holding up?
Splendid. I've always wanted to hold hands with the man I love.
Elias casts me a sideways glance and blushes. I don't have the heart to tell him that I don't really mean it. Can you pass me a paper towel? This is just so wistful and marvelous. I need to, like, dry my eyes.
She said, dripping with sarcasm.
Well,
That's
that's
why
what
she
that
needs a
was.
paper towel was.
Yes, Vera, this is actually a game. This is called the Groom of Gallagher Manor. It's available on Steam and itch.io.
For like $5.
Yep, $5 whole. We passed through the foyer on our way to the other end of the manor. 2 hours I was knocked out for, huh? Elias is practically dragging me at this point.
He's just a big old golden retriever.
The set of hallways is almost identical at the other end, sans the glass double doors around the corner. Elias phases through so he can unlock and hold them open for me.
Sans the seraph.
After you.
God damn it, Adam. I take a step through the doorway, entering a world of flora. Seems the greenhouse still works as intended.
You shuddered a little. Is there a chill, my dear?
No, quite the opposite. Why, I'm surprised at how lovely the greenhouse looks already.
Perhaps I'm exaggerating a bit. I can't even tell what plants used to grow in these planters. But my bouquet would be here. Elias could likely turn this from a depressing to delightful before I could blink.
Do you need any help restoring this greenhouse to its former glory?
I did, but no longer. Behold!
I watch Elias' eager hands dance upon the trellises, and without any more than a simple flourish, dozens of flowers, this time in full size and bloom, await my perusal.
Voila! My dear, your flowers.
My eyes and nose are drawn to the 3 flowers in particular, none of which should be growing on a trellis. An act of defiance, paranormal willpower, or simply Elias forgetting his botany? A classic red rose. It seems to be a different variant than the one I brought with me inside the manor, though not a climbing rose. A dazzling orange zinnia. The color reminds me of the soda I bring to the clubroom, though that's probably the least poetic thing to think about right now. And finally, a cute bunch of lyre flowers, vibrant and pink amongst other blooms. I've always enjoyed their cheerful presence whenever I pass them by.
And there's more. Much more if these don't delight you.
You know, I just noticed, but like it looks like part of his suit has torn and then had to be resewn.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I see it. Little Frankenstein vibe. Either that or he was stabbed.
Oh, Vera's asking like about horror in the game. There's elements of what you said, body horror.
Well, yeah, his head is floating off his body.
Yeah.
And there's like some like, it's more post-traumatic stress spooky.
Yeah, it's like different content warning stuff. If you're, I don't know what, like, I'm not sure what it is. Megan's played this game, but I haven't, so it's kind of a blind playthrough. But these elements can be stressful for different people if, like,
Yeah,
you never know what can really set
I fully
someone
understand, Vera, because I feel the same way. One person's warning is another person's promised material.
off. Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like, I was promised horror!
It's probably not going to be as violent as My Sweet Housemate.
No, it's not going to be as violent as that one. I have news about that after we're done.
Okay.
When we do our outro.
Where's all this nudity, smoking, and drug use I was promised? I mean, warned about.
No, I think one of
You're
these
fine,
shall
Vera.
delight us both.
And which will that be, my dear?
I'm thinking the pink ones.
Yeah, you know what? I kind of like the lyre flower.
Liar flower.
Wait, hold on.
What?
Save before you choose.
Say it, don't spray it.
The look of death Megan just gave at him.
The lyre flowers, they're so delicate looking compared to the others. I think they'll make a perfect understated centerpiece.
I see. They may be delicate, but they're passionate. Lyre flowers, also known as bleeding hearts, lady in a bath, or even Venus's car, are flowers representative of a kind soul.
They're perfect.
And what other perfect petals may we pick for this bouquet? There are many accoutrements
This
to select
bouquet.
from. I trust you to choose well.
This is very important.
Oh shit. Alright.
Let me see.
My hand gravitates toward a bunch of simple white flowers to go with the lyre flowers, while I ignore Taylor's childish whining over the earpiece.
Ah, white poppies. They live in the realm of dreams, and kindness, and consolation.
And sense and sensibility.
More white. White roses. Something simple and basic.
Flowers of purity, reverence, secrecy.
My instincts lead me to a handful of tiny purple pinpoints of petals for an accent, I suppose.
The stone crops are tranquil, serene. A cure for a broken heart.
Good choices so far?
A frown tinges Elias's lips.
Yes.
You sound unsure.
Not just unsure, but almost on the verge of a panic attack, though that probably isn't a good thing to say to him.
They're very familiar choices to me. And perhaps familiar to you. What bouquet did you carry to the altar before?
He looks at me sternly, brows furrowed in concern.
I didn't realize there was going to be a test.
Oh shit.
I...
Crap! Didn't think he'd actually ask that. Make something up.
It's easy for you to say, Taylor.
Swiftly.
Truthfully, I can barely recall. They weren't picked by me. I can only remember the haze of blue and pinks through the tears.
I'm so sorry. Perhaps that was too much for you at this moment. But I do think you are being hasty. The flowers are lovely together, but the lyre flowers are so dominant. A little too passionate.
Mm-hmm.
Let me choose one more as a proper compliment.
Please do, and take your time. Nothing will hurt you here. I will make sure of that.
Uh-huh. Sure you will.
Shut up, Taylor. I look over the flowers as slowly as I can, hoping that I can find the one that Elias won't freak out over. God, who thought picking flowers would be so stressful? I'm honestly choosing what looks aesthetically pleasing, perhaps something with heavy contrast? Here's something. Deep blue and sharp. I think this will have to do.
This flower, if you don't mind.
Hey, what's going on?
Oh boy.
Maybe not, dear?
I'm getting static again. The hell?
Uh-oh.
You can say no.
You have chosen
Poorly.
poorly.
Violet.
Hey, status report. You're cutting out again.
Something crashes the ground and shatters like a meteor, striking the mansion, and a spotlight shines on my regretful face. And the sun is out? The sharp rays of light beam through the greenhouse glass, and all I can see is haze. Something is very wrong.
Isaac Hayes.
Movement, shadows, outside a window. Dare I to look? I have to look. An archway, a gazebo, baking in the blazing sun, a lush garden with the promise of life, sickeningly sweet scents hanging in the air. She brushes past me like I'm not there. Who is she? Who is she? Elias knows. Elias must know. Violet? She walks between the shadows cast by the trees, through the arch under the gazebo. And she's still here beside me. Even so far away, she's still here. The wind catches in her sun hat, while the sun hits a single point on her bosom, reflecting right into my eyes. Violet's gown, Violet's trail, they stretch into a past that refuses to be forgotten. I look for Elias, wonder why I cannot see him, and I call his name to the sea of green shrubbery. The garden cannot be asked to care. Violet turns her head towards the interrupter. I see. Hey, Vera, I found the horror!
Somebody's having a panic attack.
Elias crumbles towards the ground. Without thinking, I try to catch him in my arms to keep him from collapsing. Well, as much as I want, as one can keep a ghost from collapsing at least.
I didn't know I could catch you like that.
Nothing remains besides myself, Elias, and the greenhouse. The day is gone, the garden outside is gone, and Violet too is gone.
Hey, are you there?
Wait, Ashlee, if they were picking flowers in the greenhouse, and there was a haze in the air,
Jesus Christ. What? What is it, Adam?
would those be greenhouse gases?
Can I mute you? Taylor's worried voice buzzes in my ear.
Everything went static for a minute.
Elias, I didn't mean to do anything that would hurt you.
No, you didn't. I left the flowers there after all. You chose fairly, and you made a beautiful bouquet. I apologize for worrying you.
Elias, go lay down, please. I'll redo the bouquet.
I assure you that won't be necessary, but thank you. I should clean this up.
The ghost needs to rest, even though he's dead, and should have no need for rest.
We'll clean up together. Well, it's less sleepy time and more regathering his ghostly energy.
Stasis. We work in a tense silence to tidy the greenhouse. I'm worried about Elias, though I wonder what sort of exhaustion ghosts can feel. That's a lot of silence.
My gratitude to you. I'm afraid I must take a moment to gather my wits before I look for my grandmother's recipes.
Do you want me to accompany you?
I'm flattered, but a bit of privacy would be appreciated.
I understand. May I look around the manor while I wait?
Elias stares past me, not answering for a moment.
You may, so long as you stay on the ground floor. And please, excuse the state of disarray the rooms may be in.
He bows, and I return the gesture. Not long after, he phases through a wall, leaving me alone in the greenhouse.
Okay, you alone? Who was that woman?
You heard something?
I heard someone whispering through all the static. A woman, I think. Didn't sound like anyone I recognize.
Bitch, I hope he was recording something.
I think I meant Violet DuPont.
Is her spirit there too?
It was like a vision, I think. I don't know, just let me catch my breath.
Yeah, take your time.
Well, if your breath is running away from you, how are you going to have enough breath to run and catch it?
My steps feel heavy as I return to the hallway. I wasn't expecting floral arrangements to be that intense.
Hey, are you doing all right now?
I'll live.
Might be time to see what you can get up to before your rendezvous with Elias.
I nod my head. Oh, excuse me, that's your line.
I nod my head, as if Taylor can somehow see me through the earpiece. Back to where it all began. The dust isn't so thick now, and while it doesn't look all too fabulous compared to the rest of the place, it looks a little less uninviting.
Hey, you remember that painting I mentioned before in the foyer?
On the second floor. Yep. What about it?
I think I can make out a few of the details better now. Maybe even get a pic of it?
I test my foot on the first step and angle my camera up to snap a photo of the frame. When the deed is done, I text it to Taylor.
Here you go. If I had to hazard a guess, then this style of painting would be Impressionism? It was all the rage in late 19th century, so it fit the timeline? Know anything about the subject?
It's probably a portrait of one of the Gallagher ladies. What better way to flaunt wealth and status than by paying someone to preserve your likeness with expensive materials?
I zoom in on the photo I took and study the details. I assume Taylor's doing the same.
Those earrings and necklace and the size of that ring, too. Damn, that's too rich for my blood.
Probably the precious family jewels Elias was telling you about.
Taylor snickers. I roll my eyes with a groan.
Anyways, I'll look into this and see if I can get an exact match for who it might be. Keep hunting around?
Roger that.
I pick one of the many doors in the foyer, and swing it open, wincing a little as how badly it needs to be oiled. Huh. Elias wasn't kidding when he said some of the rooms would be in disarray. It definitely doesn't look as nice as the study.
I think this is a living room or a lounge. There's couches at least.
The patterns have worn off them, and the material is torn open in a few places. I run my hand over the back of the love seat.
Anything interesting there?
Aside from the couches, there's a rocking chair, a mounted deer head, a painting of a building, a grandfather clock, and a bookshelf. Elias hasn't worked his magic here, so it's a bit decrepit. I'll investigate everything else before I take a look at the books. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that anyways. Let's go with the deer head first.
Nice. I walk over to the mounted deer head and peer into its soulless, long dead eyes. Taxidermy always freaked me out as a kid, and that never changed as I got older.
Unless it's like cool taxidermy. Like frogs sword fighting. The Gallagher men liked to hunt for sport, didn't they?
All of them but Elias.
From my interactions with him, he probably couldn't even hurt a fly.
Could he even get out of bed to hunt?
Oof.
I don't really
Cold.
see the point of killing animals for fun. Like, at least eat the venison, you know? And venison is delicious.
It is, when you make it correctly.
When you make it correctly.
Yeah, sport hunting, not. Like, I don't have an issue with hunting, but sport hunting seems a little bit.
Yeah. I'm actually surprised I don't see any rifles mounted on the walls for decoration.
Those probably would have been stolen a long time ago.
Yeah, especially...
How big are the antlers on that deer anyway?
Not that big, going by this picture.
That's what she said.
I think they're just disproportionate.
4,
That's what she
5.
said.
I think it might be a 6-pointer.
Yeah, but the antlers are really small in comparison to the deer head.
Yeah. No, they're just really small, nothing to write home about.
Did you know that in the winter, deer, moose, and other mammals who grow antlers will just shake them clean off? Maybe they shot that deer in the spring when it was regrowing them.
Huh, thanks for the fun trivia. Inspect the clock.
I peer at the face of the grandfather clock, frowning while I notice that its hands are missing. That the hands are missing.
I know analog clocks are a thing of the past, but I really like the aesthetics of a ticking clock. There's just something about them that's so cool.
You think so? I feel like they're too inaccurate. If a gear stops turning or the battery dies out, then you have to manually set it again. Digital clocks hook up to the internet so they don't have that problem.
Well, current clocks. If you have one that was just like a digital alarm clock.
Oh god, and they didn't have like the hour or minute thing, so you just have to like fucking hold the one button until it goes minute by minute. Then it'll go.
Analog clock, you can physically move the hands to what time it's supposed to be and wind it.
You have a clock that you can read that hasn't been set in a while for that reason.
It's right now. It's 4:02 p.m. It's actually 7:27 p.m.
We may have had a couple of power outages.
Taylor, you're missing the point. It's about the aesthetics.
God, Taylor. Taylor lets out a loud grumble instead of bothering to argue with me.
Inspect the painting.
The painting?
Another impressionist painting, this time of a building's facade.
Focaccia?
Focaccia.
The building is Focaccia.
This time of a building's focaccia. It doesn't seem to be the manner, though, so I wonder if this painting has any significance.
Of speaking.
Do you know if there are any secret passages in the mansion?
I wouldn't doubt it since the Gallaghers had this place built just for them, but I wouldn't know where they are. They're secret for a reason.
Gee, thanks.
I try to lift up the painting just enough to see if there's anything behind it. There isn't.
Finish looking. Hey, Taylor, I've looked at everything aside from the shelf. So I'm gonna check out the books. Any ideas where to start?
Tell me what you're looking at.
I scan the spines for titles.
There's an encyclopedia series, a dictionary, a thesaurus, a Bible, Bible hymns, an assortment of Shakespearean plays. This is all very Victorian.
I pull out the old tome of Romeo and Juliet and flip through the yellowed pages, or at least try to. The corners of the pages
Nobody uses the
disintegrate in my
yellow pages
fingers.
anymore.
Ha ha! Bingo! I finally got a match on that painting from earlier.
That was definitely a noise.
Oh yeah? Who is it?
I slide the book in my hand back onto the shelf before hazarding a seat on one of the couches. Moments later, Taylor texts me an old black and white photo.
Check it out. That's Mama Gallagher herself. Mildred loved to host tea parties and dances at the manor. Always made a grand show of the family bling while she was at it.
I don't blame her. She's very beautiful. Had a very beautiful youngest son.
She was the envy of the land until that Gallagher curse killed her. Anyways, that's one mystery solved. Think there's anything else in here?
Yoinks.
I stand up and check the shelf again. Classic spooky theremin sound.
Oh, there's a children's picture book here about clowns.
Ta-pa-pa-pum.
Don't open that!
I'm gonna open it.
Okay, I would like to make a side note that the other game they're working on features a clown-themed main character / love interest. Like, not clown as in circus clown, but clown as in, like, clown-themed 80s children's TV show host.
Was that the one you were originally talking to me about before we went?
What's Wrong with Sunny Day Jack? Which we can't stream because well, there's a demo, but it's very not safe for work.
Oh my. And a children's show hosted
Well,
that.
speaking of not
Well,
safe for
he's
work,
not doing the show during the game. Also, he's a ghost. He's straight
I'm
up
noticing
dead.
a theme with this developer. They want to fuck some ghosts.
Big-chested dude ghosts with blue hair.
Chest Flexington.
Okay, nerd. Well, nothing else really calls out to me, so I'm going to the next room over.
I pause momentarily.
Over?
Roger that.
That was like the softest you've ever sounded there, Taylor. You okay?
I slip back out of the foyer and stare down the other doors. A map of this place would really help right now.
Well, here we go.
I push past another door at random and peek my head inside before walking in. It's a modestly sized room with a rectangular wooden table surrounded by chairs, along with a small chandelier on the ceiling.
I think this is the dining room. Seems suited for eating meals here with a large family or guests at least. And it's in much better condition than the
Guests or
living room.
guests? Bit of
Guests,
both.
guests and guests. Jesus
What
Christ.
else is in there?
Fireplace, table, chairs, lamps, and a fancy-looking cabinet. More books in there, looks like. Why the fuck do we have books in the dining room? Is this my house?
I was gonna say, sounds like either one of our houses.
Take a look around and tell
Got
me
a
if there's
small
anything
bookshelf in the dining
interesting
room, I
before
would
you
think.
indulge in literature again.
Roger that. Let's start with the fireplace.
I head over to the fireplace and start knocking on the walls.
I hope there's a secret passage here.
No matter where I knock, I don't find any sections that feel or sound different.
No dice.
No dice.
Keep at it, bud. Your dream will come true one day.
Inspect the table. This is such a nice table. It's got a lacquered wood finish and everything.
Can you stick to the mission, please?
Hey, I'm doing a lot of walking here. Let me sit down for a moment.
Taylor huffs in my ear while I plop down on one of the chairs, which happens to be surprisingly cushy.
You know, you never really answered my question from before.
Which one?
About the hypothetical ghost clown servant.
No, we are not talking about
What if a ghost clown man made you blueberry pancakes in a bid to gain your friendship and trust? That does happen in What's Wrong with Sunny Day Jack trailer or demo.
That's funny. Did that one come out before this game?
I believe it did.
I don't even like blueberries, and waffles are superior in every way. They can hold syrup, melted butter, or whatever you top them with, so you lose less to your plate.
He makes a valid point.
But Taylor, I keep telling you
But
that you need to
pancakes are more absorbent.
lay your face down in a fresh stack of fluffy pancakes at least once in your life. It's like being hugged by a litter of puppies.
Why would you lay your face down in a fresh stack of fluffy pancakes?
I don't think she means literally.
I think she does.
You know what? Sometimes you just had a really bad night and you need something soft and warm.
But to put
I
your
mean,
face
I
on
agree,
it?
but not pancakes.
I am not putting food on my face, or my face into food. No, end of conversation. Get back to the mission.
I click my tongue in annoyance, and he clicks back.
Inspect the floor lamps.
I could use more light in here, but these lamps are probably dead, aren't they? Yep, they're just about as dead as Elias.
Oh, cold, but accurate.
I wonder if collectors would go wild over some antique light bulbs.
Probably,
Of all
yeah.
the things in this mansion, you're thinking of stealing the light bulbs?
Listen,
Was
there's
electricity... Did electricity exist in the Victorian era? I
Yeah.
thought they mostly used gas.
yeah, but the light bulbs were very different. So, well, that's the things. The first thing in homes that electricity powered were lights.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, they didn't have, like, outlets like we think of them today. The outlets were light bulb specific.
Yeah. This
built
would
into
have
the
been
walls.
a very fancy house in the late... Well, Victorian era also stretched from like
And
1840 to 1901.
honestly,
Okay.
those kind of, like, those fixtures or light bulbs
Oh, stretch.
would be of interest to both just antique collectors and people who specifically collect antique electronics. People who are work in the electrical field would find them fascinating and probably want them for a personal collection. There's probably a market.
Yeah. You just got to be careful with them. They are
There's
delicate.
probably like even a broader market. They're not as valuable as some of the other antiques in that place, but there's probably a broader market. Oddly enough.
What, you want me to walk out here with the table?
Fair enough.
I hold one of the lamps in my hand and try to twist the bulb off, but it doesn't budge.
Scratch that. I'm not going to bother.
Hey, want to know another fun fact? Thomas Edison didn't actually invent the light bulb.
Yeah, we know.
Bought
He
the
stole the
patent
idea.
from two dudes named Henry Woodward and Matthew Evan.
Bought the patent,
Yeah.
or just made it
Or
absolutely
beat
impossible.
it to market.
Yeah.
Or broke their kneecaps.
Made it financially impossible for them to be able to produce it unless it
Edison
sold
was
to him.
able to claim fame thanks to the fact that he had enough capital to finance improvements to the design.
So the moral of the story is that the rich get richer and the poor stay starving?
Pretty much.
My point was that popular history gets written by the winners, but that works too.
Finish looking. Nothing else to look at but the cabinet now.
Let me know what you find.
I kneel down by the floor and inspect the books on the bottom. These seem to be cookbooks for various European cuisines. Irish,
It's a cookbook.
Polish, Dutch, and so forth.
How to serve man.
Line?
No dessert cookbooks here, but maybe they're behind the glass.
Right, Elias wanted to bake a cake for you. Would he even be able to eat it?
I mean,
He did have a tea set in the study, so maybe it's like food offerings for the departed?
Can you say that again? The line's coming out again.
I said...
Something spooky's about to happen. Ah. There's static in the earpiece, and I'm suddenly overcome with dizziness. I groan while trying to get back upright, grabbing the back of a chair for balance. Suddenly my vision darkens and the room spins. My feet can't touch the ground. I'm falling down into a yawning abyss.
in a burning ring of fire.
Going down, down, down,
in a burning ring of fire.
I open my eyes. Behind me, the chandelier starts swinging and the fireplace roars to life, and yet I'm freezing. Like there's an ice slushing through my veins again. It's horrible and I'm scared.
Like a Slurpee?
This is definitely the same dining room, but everything feels wrong. I grip the chair harder and lift my head. That was a mistake. Encased in the glass of the cabinet is a figure of the woman.
Oh my.
She's so far away, but she's coming closer and closer and closer, with a knife in her hand and a Cheshire Cat grin painted across her lips. Dripping with bloodlust, her needle-like gaze makes a pinboard of me. I can't breathe. I have to get out of here. How can I escape? In an act of defiance, I spin in the opposite direction and try to make a break for it, but my feet are cemented in place.
Hey, can you hear me? Answer if you can hear me.
Farrah, I found the horror again.
Get away from me!
My knees give out and I collapse back into the chair.
Are you okay? Were you attacked?
Not physically.
Static took over the line again, and I heard something garbled from your end. Some kind of whispering or chanting?
I mean,
Was that you?
PG-13 horror. PG horror.
Line.
No, that wasn't me.
I swallow deep gasps of air, trying to regain my breath as Taylor's voice rings in my ear.
Hey, what did you see?
I think it was Violet again.
Violet's kind of violent.
I'm
See what I
starting
did
to
there?
think there are some
Oh,
other
I see what
spirits in this
somebody did
mansion
there.
besides Elias. Why else would there be interference when he's not even in the room?
Goodness. Are you quite all right?
I look up at the sound of Elias's voice.
Why do you look so pale?
All those boobs make me feel at home.
Oh, my sweet Elias, I simply...
Sorry, I gotta go.
Am
I
I
just
gonna-
remembered I need to do some push-ups.
Am I going to tell him that I had a vision of someone, probably the woman he was supposed to marry, charging at me with a knife? It simply feels as though 1,000 years have passed since the last I saw you, my... Oh. Slow turn to me. Listen, I got... there. Your name's hiding in his boobs.
It
Which
simply,
means you should have been looking directly at them.
it simply feels as though 1,000 years have passed since I last saw you, my love, and I began to feel a bit lonely.
Taylor groans on the other side while I fake a
I think someone
pacifying grin.
auto-filled that chest.
It's been like, what? 20 minutes
I'm
tops?
about to autofill that chest.
Hey,
Ayo.
whoa. Oh, hey.
If Elias is lucky, that is.
Forgive me for leaving you to your own devices for so long, dearest. I am here now, so there is no need to linger in the despair of solitude.
Oh.
My gratitude, Elias, but surely my pain is nothing compared to your own.
Worry not, my love. For my years in the flesh prepared me for such an existence.
It's not a competition.
I am not forgotten.
It could be my imagination, but I see a flicker of pain in his eyes for a moment, as if he's trying to convince himself of that last bit.
Why, even before you came to me, there would be the occasional visitor to my manor. None quite so welcome, mind you. Most were in a stupefied, intoxicated state.
Damn kids.
Good entertainment, but not the company I'd choose to spend the rest of my waking moments with. Unlike you, my love.
You literally just met me.
There's just like music.
Man, this guy is just... Ugh.
Shut up, Taylor. You're just jealous you didn't try and make a move first.
I imagine like college students with like those Bluetooth speakers just blasting them as loud as possible, and like Elias just watching them like, why are you wearing so little clothes?
This is highly irregular. Why aren't you cold? I'm trying my hardest not to roll my eyes at Taylor's unnecessary commentary.
Let us not linger on such irrelevant matters then. Shall we resume our preparations for the ceremony?
Excuse me.
Why, yes, a splendid idea.
Elias moved towards the glass cabinet with a bounce in his float. Swinging the doors open, he starts humming.
Our wedding shall be oh so fine. The layer cake most of all, unforgettable. Nana's baking divine, and when paired with white wine, to not taste it would be quite regrettable.
Oh god, he's made poetry.
though I do miss her cream pies as well.
Oh.
Shame those aren't quite appropriate for a wedding.
Oh my.
Oh, that's the appropriate for the honeymoon, though.
Oh.
The best part is that saying wasn't around the Victorian era, so he doesn't know what he just said.
Oh my god! Did he just say cream pie?
Taylor got it.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he wishes he got it.
Get your head out of the gutter, I'll make you cry.
She wrote the recipe in a manner such that you could make it in any sort of flavor, so long as you had the proper ingredients. Say, what flavor shall our cake be, my dear?
Oh, there's simply so many options to choose from, aren't there? I simply can't decide. What do you suggest, dearest?
Elias thumbs the spine of the cookbooks with a little more focus.
I was quite partial to Earl Grey myself,
Oh.
but vanilla is always agreeable no matter the party. Though perhaps a delicate lemon with hints of lavender.
He's a fancy bitch.
Is something the matter, Elias?
I must have misplaced grandmother's dessert recipes. I can't find them.
Yeah, about
Elias
that.
lowers his hands from the cabinet and sighs, crestfallen.
Where did I leave them? I know I have seen it within the past decade at least.
Hey, here's our chance to look for more clues somewhere else.
Taylor makes a good point.
Perhaps I can assist in your search with 2 sets of eyes. I'm sure we'll find your grandmother's recipes in no time.
I am loath to ask my betrothed to make up for my mistakes, but yes, I would appreciate your help.
Earl Grey cake does sound interesting.
It does. I've had Earl Grey
Yeah,
cookies.
interesting.
I've had Earl Grey cookies. They're not bad. It's sort of a black tea flavor with some vanilla in there.
Now you have Adam's interest.
See, lemon cake with a hint of lavender doesn't sound bad either. Though, Adam, we do know your choice of cake would be vanilla.
Will
I
says,
mean-
I hate my brain just processes the MCU name and I feel dumb.
like red velvet. Vanilla cake.
Well,
Also, Willow was suggesting lemon raspberry cake.
That also sounds good.
do you have any inkling of an idea of where you may have left them?
Unfortunately not. I do know that it must be in the manor, however. None of my possessions have left the grounds. I will investigate the common room. Take care where you may search, and be cautious of the second floor. I have done my best to stabilize the structure, but it does take quite some energy.
I just want to talk about what kind of eldritch god is Elias that he has this much latent psychic ability to completely revitalize an entire structure down to the, what would seem like molecular level, unless like he's just hypnotizing your character into thinking that everything is fine.
He is holding this place together in varying levels.
And also wainscoting.
Wainscoting, yes. Oh, we should probably just drop a save just to make sure we don't fuck something up.
Oh, yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Understood, my love. May we find your grandmother's recipes soon.
Elias bows before he takes his leave through the door, and I released a breath I didn't realize I was holding.
Is he finally gone?
God, Taylor.
Jealous much?
Looks like I can try looking around on the second floor now. But where should we start?
Well, you never got to hunt around the study since Elias was hanging out in there. But I wonder if you can find his bedroom.
That's scandalous, Taylor.
Oh, come on. You did not have to emphasize that like that.
Taylor pauses, and when he speaks again, I can hear his voice waver.
We also have no idea what caused that vision you saw earlier.
Should I return to the study and search for Elias's bedroom, or stay here in the dining room where I saw that vision? I can only be at one place at a time.
Go to the study. I want to revisit the study. We might find something out about the Gallagher family business, or that curse that killed them all.
Not a bad plan. Archibald Gallagher made his office in that study, so he talked business deals there.
I exit the dining room and head towards the study, back to where I first found Elias after waking up.
Do you have any theories about the curse, by the way, Taylor?
I know about as much as you do. Perhaps one of those shuttered small businesses cast black magic on the family in retaliation for Archibald using them as a stepping stone on his way to the top.
Oh, that's valid. Also, Night Vera, thank you for hanging out with us tonight.
Night, Vera.
Mr. Archibald Gallagher was known to be a rather stern and ruthless businessman.
Line!
Sorry, I was watching Adam shoot a dinosaur in the ass.
Dragon.
Dragon.
I mean, tomato, right?
Well, it didn't have wings, so I didn't realize. Guess we'll see if we can find any evidence of that in the ledgers.
There, fire. Happy?
Back in the study, the gentle aroma of chamomile tea permeates the room. Everything looks to be the same as the first time I was in here. I don't... He just... Otto walks in the room and starts belching.
It looks like it's business as usual. I tried.
I know, it's just funny.
What does that mean?
The tea set that Elias had out is still here, and there's way too many books to look through. Not sure where to start.
I'll probably start at the desk.
Unless he took a nap, he'd have to have been doing something.
Yeah, he was organizing the books. I scanned the room once more, spotting a few new books on the desk. Maybe Elias is looking at those?
I'll start at the desk. There are some volumes here I didn't catch before.
Sounds good.
Static cuts Taylor off again while a rush of dizziness knocks me into the chair. Oh boy, buckle up, kids. Here we go again.
Not again.
You know, I don't condone the fact that he is apparently roofing this girl on the regular.
I think it's less.
This is problematic.
So I think it's less roofing and more like he's having emotional distress, and because his psychic energy is holding the house together.
Yeah, tomato to fucking motto.
That's on a shirt. Tomato to fucking motto.
Tomato
Adam in
to
the back.
fucking date rape.
Wow, that was a wild. Well,
That escalated quickly.
yeah, it did. You're up here. I need you to be back down to here. Hushed, hurried voices emanate in the darkness. Heavy feet stomp on plush rugs. Tension and anger loom in the air. Louder, louder. They're yelling. They're shouting. Which way is up? Which way is down? I don't know if I'm standing or floating or sitting or lying. I can't
Definitely
feel
lying.
anything. I'm suffocating. My lungs are bursting. I want to cry. A tiny ray of light blinds me. I rush towards it in hopes of granting me solace, cupping my hands around it so it doesn't escape. Inside the light is a little motion picture. Two figures in the study, one taller and older in the chair, and the other much more youthful, leaning on a cane he held in his right hand. The figure is vaguely familiar, yet I barely recognize him. His skin isn't translucent and blue. It's Elias, and his chest isn't nearly as massive as it is when he's a ghost.
Blast it all.
And he's got his head
Your
on his
sister
shoulders.
died earlier this spring, and already we have to make arrangements for the next funeral.
Father, if you would let me speak just once.
What is it, Elias?
Father!
I don't have time for idle chatter from a child like you.
Elias taps his can on the carpet several times in barely restrained protest, though the man named Archibald Gallagher doesn't notice.
I am not a child anymore. I am already of age, and I'd like to make a single request of you. It will not be too much trouble to you, Father.
And what would that be?
My mirror has been in need of repair for the longest time.
Oh.
If you could
for
have
the
someone
longest
restore
time.
it.
What mirror?
Grandmother's mirror. The one that used to be in the attic. It shattered. But I still have all the pieces.
Archibald turns towards his son in disgust.
You still have that trash in your room. And you dare ask me to repair it after you broke it?
Well, I know the pieces fit. I watched them fall away.
Elias's knuckles turn white on his left fist while he's trying to keep in as much of a neutral face as he can.
It wasn't me. It was...
I have no time for your childish sentimentality, Elias. That mirror is worth nothing, and I have much more pressing matters to attend to. Leave now, or I'll have one of the servants remove you.
Father, I can walk on my own 2 feet just fine.
If Archibald heard Elias, he certainly didn't care to react. Elias grips his cane tightly before turning towards the door, and in the process our eyes meet. My breath hitches in my throat before I can muster the willpower to do anything else. And just like that, the scene disappears with a blink. Did he actually see us?
Copy! Hey, do you copy?
I think it was more of just like we saw part of his past because we're in such an emotionally charged environment. It's not quite poltergeist activity, but it's definitely based off emotions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it definitely falls under parapsychology.
Yeah,
'Cause
definitely.
you're seeing a dead person's
Well, poltergeist
memories.
activity seems to be, well, more current research
Well-
says it's probably psychic activity from people that are currently living in the
Yeah.
home.
Yeah. But
Residual haunting.
But that's Megan's right. That's a little more psychic because poltergeist activity usually refers to a ghost making physical alterations to the space.
Yeah, just try to make like an art installation in your home.
With chairs.
Yeah,
Or
But
asymmetrical book stacking.
disrupting things physically. Yeah.
yeah.
Although the word poltergeist itself actually is
Noisy
German,
ghost?
it means yes, noisy ghost. Exactly correct, Megan.
See, this is the game for us to play because it's visual novels for
This has
October
been
O'Clock.
Ghost Facts, brought to you by Otome Oclock. Wink.
Taylor.
My vision adjusts, and suddenly I'm back in the study I walked into. A cold sweat clings to my skin.
Another vision?
Yeah, I'm still not used to these.
These things are way worse than one time Taylor and I tried experimenting with weed and got a bad batch.
Give me a status report.
Or the time we got stoned and watched The Bad Batch.
I steady my breath and grip the arms of the chair as I sink down.
I landed in the chair at least, and this time I saw Archibald Gallagher.
I want to know about this fucking mirror. I wonder if the broken mirror is attributed to the curse of the Gallagher family.
How does one get the curse reversed?
Fix the mirror? The mirror? How do you say mirror without a slur?
Mirror.
Mirror?
How do-
Mirror.
Mirror? I
That's
don't
how
know.
it's spelled.
Mirror.
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 I feel
Crick.
it's physically impossible for me to say
It's
mirror.
Mirror.
Mirror?
And by the way,
A
it's
mirror.
for, not fur.
Fur.
Spelled with an O, not a U.
There's an O and a U in there, and the number 4.
Number 4.
He
But
was-
that's not what I'm referring to.
He was arranging the next family funeral while Elias wanted him to fix a mirror.
A mirror?
On the wall.
He said it belonged to his grandmother.
I'll see what I can find out about it. Was there anything else?
One of the other things I saw was that Elias was using a cane, and his dad said something about having servants remove him like he was an object.
What the actual fuck?
I know, right, Taylor?
I don't know. Archibald said it as if Elias couldn't leave the study on his own, like he had zero autonomy. And of course, Elias was really upset. Fuck, I'm upset about it.
Take your time to catch your breath. Let me know when you're ready.
We need to go find Elias, and we need to hug him and smush our faces into his big ghost boobs.
I mean, wow. I am
I'm-
right here.
2 of the 3 people at this table were thinking about it.
I close my eyes and take another deep breath. These flashbacks or memories, or whatever they are extremely tiring. But assuming they're all from Elias's life, I shudder a little. I can't believe he had to go through that. I almost want to cry for him, but I don't know if I have enough time to do that right
Don't
now.
cry for him, Argentina.
The truth is I never left you. I need to focus. I bring the chair up to the desk and immediately start rifling through the books. We are about to go into another commercial break. Do we want to pause here?
I was just about to say.
Okay.
Yeah, let's drop a save.
We're going to drop a save.
Like it's hot. What time is it?
It's
8
almost
o'clock.
8.
All right, you guys. Okay.
So we're going to take another quick break, get some water, rest our voices, and we shall return and all that good stuff. See ya in a bit. And welcome back. Thank you for hanging out with us during that ad break. We appreciate it, and our vocal cords appreciate it. Though there isn't as much reading as we've done in other games, the break is nice. And
Yeah.
it's a good way to, like, you know, little bit of a cliffhanger.
I had forgotten how much of this game is voiced.
It's a pleasant surprise.
A surprise, to be sure, but a welcome one.
Yeah.
Yes.
Sorry, had a little Star Wars moment there.
All right. Right before break, we had just had another vision
Of
we've-
Archibald Gallagher being a giant penis.
Yes, a giant Richard Noggin. And now we've finally come to, and we're dealing with that, and we're doing more investigating to look for the mysteries, reveal the mysteries inside the Gallagher Mansion.
History's mysteries.
History's mysteries, yes. And yeah, so now we continue. I need to focus. I bring the chair up to the desk and immediately start rifling through the books.
I didn't realize this game had firearms.
There's a series of large notebooks filled with sheets upon sheets of information, aged yellow from the passage of time.
I think I found the old Gallagher business ledgers. Journals detailing where all the assets are as well.
I flip through more pages, more books.
There's bank names, but no clue as to where the jewels might be.
So close, yet so far.
I reach the end of the final notebook and stare stunned at the last leaf. Unlike the other pages written in a neat black ink, a red scrawl screams at me.
The hell?
What's wrong?
The last page of the ledger says, "Those without fortune cling to what they can." It's
That's
written
kind
in
of cold.
It's written in red ink like someone was desperate.
Wow, that's ominous and not helpful at all. What does it even mean?
Elias is probably the only one who knows.
I sit through the ledgers once more. After a sigh, I put the books away.
Nothing else?
Only hastily scribbled locations. I think I'd better get back.
I quickly put everything away where I found it, then stand up from the desk. After scanning the study one last time, I head out back into the hallway. Just as I'm a few paces from the study, I see Elias turn the corner with a giant grin on his face.
Good news, my dear. I have recovered the recipes. No need to fret any longer.
I jump as he floats closer, quickly trying to regain my composure. Elias, completely oblivious to my panic, continues giving me a reassuring smile.
We're gonna have to
It's
break
all right.
this man's heart.
Now
Aw.
then, have you decided on a flavor?
Will we?
Choose Funfetti! Choose Funfetti!
Ignoring Taylor, I choose. I think we should go with his favorite.
I don't remember what his favorite was.
Earl
Was it-
Grey.
Yeah, let's go for Earl Grey.
An excellent choice. You have the most wonderful taste, my dear. Please, let me handle the remainder. If you wish to rest, please, I encourage you to do so.
Thank you, Elias. I shall take you up on that offer.
Elias bows before floating off to some other part of the manor, leaving me alone again.
I bet we got this outfit from like the college costume department.
Probably.
Okay, he's gone.
Hey, Bud, you sound really exhausted. You should find some place to sit down and rest.
Well, you should try ghost hunting in heels. Yeah, give me a minute, alright?
I take a look around the hallway. It really doesn't help that all these doors look the same. Shrugging, I pick up a
I
random...
mean, except for Jim Morrison, he was pretty distinct.
I pick a random door and try the knob, and to my surprise, it turns.
Guess I'll go in here.
How long have we been stuck in this house? At least 2 hours, because she was
2
passed
hou-
out for 2 hours.
Passed out for 2 hours, and there was a 20-minute span in there. So, at least I would give it 4 hours. 4.5 so far.
I'm not entirely sure what I expected, but
It's a bathroom?
Is it at least clean?
dusty but not moldy. I guess I can sit on the porcelain throne.
I mean, you have so many doors you could have picked. I sweep my gown to the side and close the lid before taking a seat.
So how are you feeling? You've been through a lot, and that's the understatement of the century.
I'm physically okay, more mentally exhausted. Really, we've got so much evidence to sort through.
Maybe we should go over everything we've learned so far.
I don't know how much time I have, but we might as well try.
Assume you have a little, so talk as fast as you can.
Okay, so... those visions, those are some horrifying things. I think they're only scary because I'm feeling what Elias has felt. Otherwise, they'd just be kind of spooky.
Are you afraid you're digging too deep?
What? I mean, I don't think I have a choice as far as I can tell. It's all about trying not to remind Elias of his past. But we'll never get anything good if we don't.
Okay, maybe take a step back and...
Relax, I'm already here. I've seen the face of death in a sundress, and I think I can save our club. You've known me for forever, trust me. Please?
But...
Violet has to be at the crux of all this, or close to it. If I keep seeing visions of things we couldn't find out in our research, we should be able to put together the bigger picture. There's so much more to this story than we could have ever could have thought.
Definitely.
Then there's what happened just now. That vision I had while looking at Archibald's ledger was really intense. God, I felt so frustrated, and he wasn't even talking to me.
I still haven't found anything online about whatever mirror Elias was talking about. Did he mention how big it was? Like, are we talking a hand mirror or a standing mirror?
I don't think he brought it up. All he said was that it belonged to his grandmother.
Do you think it's a red herring? Though, breaking a mirror is pretty bad luck.
Are you thinking what I'm thinking?
But where are we going to find rubber pants on our sides?
Maybe it's the source of the curse.
And if Elias still has the pieces of that mirror, we can get to the bottom of this whole ordeal.
That would definitely be something we can boast about. Solving a centuries-old curse. I'm
/mystery.
just not sure you should tackle that tonight. Honestly, and I mean it this time, I want you to leave this place. There's something very wrong going on. Nothing we read said anything like this would happen.
Taylor, calm down. I know this isn't what we expected, but what were we expecting exactly? Be honest. Did you really think that this would actually pan out? 3 years of failure, and now we're finally here. We finally got what we wanted. And we've planned so much, hell, fantasized so much about what we'd do when we finally met a restless spirit. We'd try our best to soothe them, to help them move on, to bring them the happiness they've lost, to finish their unfinished business. Now that we have that opportunity, shouldn't we do what we've said we'd do all along?
So dramatic.
It's a bit of much with the line read.
Keep it up.
Maybe we can help him move on.
Please, we don't know what kind of tricks he has up his sleeve. I don't want you to fall for anything he might be up to.
I won't, I promise.
It helps that the voice
Besides,
actors
he
are
doesn't
giving
really
us
have
the right
sleeves
energy.
per se, because really he has the memory of sleeves.
Yeah.
Am I even sure Elias is up to anything beyond trying to wed me? And will breaking Elias's heart any further really be better than going through with all this?
The next thing to do is pick out some jewelry and then we're ready to go. The wedding will probably be at dawn, maybe just before.
At dawn, we wed.
Ha!
I don't know for sure. Do you want me to stay?
Uh-oh. A little beep echoes in my ear.
Bud?
I check my phone, and that beep means exactly what I think it means. My phone battery is almost dead.
Crap, my phone's dying.
What?
Out of juice!
You didn't bring a portable charger?
Why would I? Honestly, I didn't think I'd be here that long. And I
Yes,
didn't
because a Victorian home that's been abandoned for 100 years will definitely have outlets you could plug it into.
He said portable. He said portable charger.
He said portable.
Okay.
And I didn't have much time to plan.
I'm coming in.
Wait, what? Wait.
I'm not leaving you alone in there with no contact. I'm responsible for that much.
Whoa.
Stall for time. I'll see you soon. Over and out.
The line goes dead. Dun dun. The pounding of my heart intensifies like a symphony reaching a crescendo. And like an aria bursting from the melody, a voice triumphantly calls out to me.
My dear, can you come to the living room?
I have no choice but to oblige. As I step through the corridors, each creak of my footfalls is as thunderous as a waterfall. My phone vibrates one last time, a final warning before embracing its inevitable death. I arrive at the door and enter the living room, where Elias awaits.
Either we have pockets in this dress or we are shoving it down our front.
At this point, there's no hiding my stress. I'm not that good of an actor, and Elias would see right through me. Still, I do my best to compose myself and step into the living room. Elias is waiting for me, just as he said he would be.
Oh, my dear, you look paler than me.
Yeah, I probably do.
What on earth happened?
Oh, we're gonna tell him. Oh, this is gonna hurt. I lost contact with someone very important just now. Have you ever been contacted by a spirit medium? That's something like what I've been doing, but that contact has been cut short.
He doesn't look very pleased right now.
Does he
You've
ever
been talking
though?
with someone else?
Oh!
Oh, he's getting a little jelly belly.
Oh my, he's getting a little 18.
I have, for my own safety, when I came to this manor today, I didn't know what to expect.
I thought you expected me.
I hoped for you, Elias, but until I came here, how could I know what was true? Perhaps I'd arrived to an empty estate moments from collapse without anyone to greet me. Just another false rumor about a haunted mansion. Or maybe you wouldn't be as friendly and courteous as all the whispers implied. Maybe you wouldn't be the one lingering in this mansion at all. Or so many other possibilities.
Keep going.
How many ghosts have you met in your lifetime, Elias?
A fair question. Well, I have faint memories of catching specters out of the corner of my eye. Unexplained disturbances and whatnot. But I have not conferred with any ghosts like the two of us have chatted. Certainly not in life.
Exactly, so you understand my moral caution.
Elias pouts. Oh, just squish his cheeks.
And chest.
Yeah.
My friend, my medium, was the one guiding me through this manor safely.
And did you just meet this friend today, or...
He's so jealous.
I've known him for a long time. He was the one who told me about this manor in the first place. Listen, Elias, I've met 0 ghosts until you, but not for lack of trying. Both myself and Taylor, that's my friend, have spent the better part of the past 3 years searching for the paranormal. And that's what led me to you. I don't know if I would be here if I hadn't spent that time looking for so long.
Marvelous. My dear, how wonderful it is that you finally found me. Though, would you have sought the hand of any other ghosts you may have met?
Seems unlikely.
A guilty sigh emanates from my lips, permeating the air.
I wasn't looking for your hand.
If they were willing to court me, I wouldn't automatically say no. But I imagine, based on what I've read, that none of the ghosts I otherwise might have run into around here would be interested in such things.
And as for your friend, how exactly has he served as a medium?
Well, this earpiece is my method of communicating discreetly.
I take a bit of plastic out of my ear and hold it out for Elias to observe. Whether he has any knowledge of such modern things or not, I have no clue.
But sadly, it stopped working and needs to be charged. I don't think you're able to help here either.
So.
No, I've got a
contact
cell
him
phone
again.
charger.
Uh-oh, I don't like how this is going.
You'd have to leave?
Actually, he's coming here. Now that the link between us is broken, he's not going to let me out of his sight.
Oh, I would have phrased that better. I would have phrased that differently.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, is that so?
Is Elias blushing? He's not suddenly getting jealous of Taylor, is he? Oh, it's not suddenly. This has been cooking for a minute.
Well, he's heard about the wedding, yes? Our wedding?
Yes?
Well, I suppose a wedding without guests isn't much of a wedding.
Oh, thank God. I sent him her
Everything is
first
just
ghost
about
yet.
in order for the ceremony anyway. And I hope your friend realizes how safe you are with me by now. He can wait outside for a little while we finish our preparations. Shall we go ahead and place the final touches on this affair?
Oh, don't love you face.
We shall, dear.
My favorite part is the little heart in his eye.
Yeah.
He offered me his arm, and I take it. I have no fucking idea what's about to happen. Can Taylor even get inside? Will he spill the beans about my facade? Will I be able to escape before I marry a ghost? Do I
All these
want to
answers
escape?
and more on the next episode of Soap.
Good night. I'm kidding. We're not leaving yet.
Now then, shall we? It is time to show you my precious family jewels.
Elias and I make our way up the staircase as I softly grip his ethereal arm. I watch as his free hand grips the dark mahogany railing. Safety first.
Mahogany.
The stairs creak a little too loud. Leaning close to Elias, my hold on him tightens.
Do not fret, my dear. These stairs are safe as long as you stay by my side.
Anyone else fall right through.
Yeah.
I give him an uncertain smile, trying not to remember the state of the decrepit stairs when I first entered the mansion. They now looked elegant, lined with soft gold-trimmed carpeting.
Careful now.
Elias places his hand atop mine as we walk down the hallway. He wears a faint, complacent smile.
Is it tiring?
Hmm?
Making the mansion.
I pause, not sure how to phrase the question. Not all of it is exactly hospitable.
You mean making it look like a ghost of its former glory?
He chuckled at his little pun. With a gentle pat of my hand, he sighs.
Admittedly, yes. It's quite tiring. But if it makes you comfortable, then I shall keep doing it. It also brings back many memories.
The smile on his face drifts into wistfulness. For a moment, he looks almost sad. I regret bringing it up. My grip on his arm loosens, and I give him a smile back.
I think you've done an excellent job, Elias, with everything.
I appreciate your kind words, my dear.
He's so cute. He leads me to a door, then opens it. Inside is a bedroom similar to the one I woke in, elegant and ornate, if not a bit barren.
You
Just
know,
a moment, my dear.
I bet when he died and like his spirit came out, he gave himself that chest. Like he straight up like he's like, oh, I can make my body look however I want. Oh, whoop.
Maybe a little more masculine, a little more butch, a little more, well.
And then he just forgot the legs.
His
He's
leg,
gone
his leg meat he has put into his chest.
I think
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, Elias from the waist down is full Casper. Just a tail. He lets go of
Is
my
he?
arm.
I mean, have they shown him from the waist then?
There's other artwork where it shows that he has like and it mentions that he has
wispy waist?
a ghost tail. He lets go of my arm, making his way to the vanity. Instead of reaching for one of the drawers, he presses his hand against the wall, causing the vanity to lower and reveal a hidden compartment.
Oh my goodness, he lowered his vanity?
I knew this mansion had at least one secret passage. Elias sifts through the drawers inside the compartment and eventually pulling out an unassuming dark wooden box. He slowly opens it, revealing a ring, a necklace, and a pair of earrings.
Ah, here we are then.
My eyes light up with wonder as the jewelry sparkles, even without any light shining on it. The ring is a golden band with a large diamond. At the center, a beautiful classic for a reason. Diamond at the center, a beautiful classic for a reason. Just the sheer size of the diamond alone catches the eye. Meanwhile, the necklace is a string of pearls with a ruby amulet on it, and so very dazzling to gaze upon.
Oh, a pearl necklace, you'll say.
Yeah, he gave her a pearl necklace. Ayo! It's like looking at the very definition of opulence. You has it. And lastly, the earrings are a drop pair with a Victorian love knot at the base, with an opal centerpiece and a yellow tinted green sapphire at the bottom.
Do not hesitate, dear. Choose whichever your heart desires.
They're all so gorgeous, I can't possibly choose.
Nevertheless, I reach out, gravitating towards the
Oh, I couldn't. Yoink.
necklace. Because that was like in everything.
Sure, fuck it, let's go for the necklace.
The necklace is heavy in my hands, so I gently pick it up. Boy, bet I could pay off all my student loans and then some with this thing. I study it closer. It looks almost familiar.
Do you like it?
I do, but I think I've seen this before. Maybe from an old picture?
Maybe in the reference?
Elias tilts his
maybe
head.
in the loading screens?
It was one of my mother's favorite pieces in this collection. It's also the most expensive.
We've got good taste. As he says this, it suddenly becomes even more heavy in my hands.
Here, allow me.
Elias takes the necklace and moves it behind me.
Could you tell me more about yourself, Elias? I'm curious to know as much as I can about my groom.
Of course.
His hands are cold against my skin as he slides the jewelry around my neck. He clasps it shut, hands lingering for a moment on my skin.
His hands wrapped around my neck. Things went black yet again, but this time when I awoke, I was in the ethereal realm with him.
He gives a tired sigh before speaking, a hint of melancholy lingering on his lips.
I must confess that
I
was
hate it
born
when I
quite
get melancholy on my lips.
And my birth came with so many complications that it nearly killed my mother. Even after that ordeal, there was nothing the doctors could do to help my weak constitution. I suppose that's why my father and siblings treated me the way they did.
So they put these
I
hot
was
water
seen as
bottles
a
in the front of my
nuisance,
shirt.
a problem. I don't entirely blame them.
I'm sorry.
It's far away and in the past now, so enough about that.
Elias moves back around to look at me, a cold, ghostly hand trailing along my cheek. The sadness from his voice has all but disappeared.
Marvelous. The necklace fits you perfectly.
I angle my head up to get a clear view in the mirror. It certainly is gorgeous, but I know that I could get more information of Elias if I play my cards right.
I'm certain this necklace must bestow infinite beauty upon its wearer. Surely you've seen others don it before?
As I mentioned, this was my mother's favorite piece. It graced her neck quite frequently.
I wore it once too, but it didn't end real well.
This is gonna be a bad question. And what of your previous bride-to-be? Did she not wear this as well? Ashlee, let's drop a save before we let him speak. Because I feel like he's gonna have a bad time. Because every 5 seconds we're like, hey, remember that bitch who decapitated you?
Hey, remember this traumatic experience? Explain it to me in gory details.
Gorier the better.
My previous bride.
The smile slips from his lips, and his eyes go hazy. I brace myself for another vision. I feel bad. I know it's unpleasant for Elias as much as it is for me, but he's a key witness to the mystery of this manor. His whole life and death, as a matter of fact.
I think it might be worse for him, actually.
Yeah. The silence stretches on for what feels like forever. Elias's face is completely blank, devoid of any emotion. He is in full-blown spiral.
Elias, dearest, I meant no offense.
Elias grips my shoulders, his fingers phasing through my skin, causing a shiver.
Her name was Violet DuPont, the sister of our groundskeeper. We never wed because she betrayed me the day before our wedding. I suppose
Ow.
she and Gerard were desperate. I should have been on my guard when they continued to ask me about the location of the family jewels day after day. I thought the necklace,
should have been
the
a red
grandest
flag, yeah,
piece in
buddy.
the collection,
Gotta tell ya.
would have been enough to hold her interest. I had promised to share the rest of them with her after our consummation.
Oh my.
But before I could even cry out for help,
That in and of itself is
Gerard held me
problematic.
down while Violet...
Had her way with me.
I put my hand over Elias in an attempt to show him that I don't need to hear anything else.
Forgive me, Elias. We don't need to speak of her anymore.
Elias's grip on my shoulders eases, and he gives me a sad smile.
No, you needn't apologize whatsoever. There's no need for me to reminisce, and you shouldn't have to compare yourself to her.
Well, yeah, I don't want to
mean,
be compared to your murderer, at least. That's what I'd like to say.
I wasn't, but, you know.
Also, I gotta say, Violet and Gerard were pretty fucking dumb. Like, literally, you just had to go through the wedding and he would have given you all the jewels. You had to wait, like, 2 days.
Criminals are fucking dumb.
Yeah, but then she'd be married, and back then...
And then, oopsie daisy, he died of his chronic illness. And now I'm a widow with lots of money.
Yeah, probably.
And I want to stop, but I need to know the truth straight from the horse's mouth.
That's rude.
Tell me about the things that brought joy to your life. You have a fine eye for beauty, Elias. I'm sure there were other items you held precious and dear.
You've seen the greenhouse already, so you can imagine its splendor in full bloom. I quite liked reading on the bench there when my energy permitted. It was quite difficult to visit in a consistent manner, however, so I often had flowers brought up so that I could enjoy the fragrant floral bouquets in the comfort of my room.
Elias leaves my side for momentarily to grab an ornate box from the vanity.
Aside from the flowers, there was also a family heirloom that belonged to my grandmother. It was an antique silver mirror, and a very charming one at that. At least,
I lean forward as he opens the box and I peer into its contents.
that was before it shattered.
So, I feel like if it was antique in the Victorian era, that shit was old.
Yeah. Elias does still have the mirror pieces.
I liked it quite a lot, and ended up taking it out of the attic in my early childhood.
Oh, here comes the
I
mini
used to
game.
look into it and imagine myself as some sort of fair prince. It was innocent daydreaming, but alas, my 6 older siblings would often mock my love of the mirror, and with such a weak constitution and gentle demeanor, there was little I could do. When 6 people who aren't very fond of you get physical, well, you can imagine what might happen. The mirror was shattered, and I was the one blamed.
He gently closes the box and pauses.
Grandmother didn't seem to mind that it broke, but I cried for days. Maybe it was sentimentality, guilt, or fear. But whatever the case, I simply could not let it go. I forbade any of the maids or butlers to toss out the shards. The mirror was meant to be a wedding gift, and I was determined to have it fixed one day.
It seems like that day never
You know,
came.
yeah, they're really just going to replace the mirror outright. They're not going to glue it in pieces back together. I mean, they could. but
Yes. It
It's
was
not
one
gonna
of my
really be-
greatest regrets when I died, silly as it sounds.
Well, I mean, like, you could probably save the silver, and you still have, like, the mirror frame.
Well, it depends if the mirror
Sure,
was
the
actually made of
frame.
glass or if it was polished silver.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. They would just replace the glass in the frame. They
Yeah.
wouldn't save those shards are not going to be helpful in its restoration.
I don't think it's silly at all. That mirror was important to you, and you've held on to it all this time. I think it's admirable.
I mean, I guess they could melt it back down, but I mean, that
Not to
seems like
mention,
more
that
trouble
mirror
than
could
it's worth.
very likely be the source of the Gallagher curse. But does Elias know that?
Thank you for understanding, my dear.
The melancholy atmosphere in the room fades as he smiles warmly at me. I would say melancholic would be the right term. But I don't know.
I am quite eager for our union. I think it'll be something glorious.
What kind of
I've
union you
always
talking
wanted
about?
a grand wedding, and to think I'll be marrying someone as lovely as you.
Well, You are too kind, Elias.
Come, follow me outside. I have much to show you.
We exit his bedroom together and go down the stairs one last time, my new accessory adding weight to my every step.
Soon we shall be wed, my darling, and we'll have all of eternity together. Are you excited?
Elias sure seems to be.
I
don't know how to answer that, whether I should be sincere and tell him the truth or continue the charade. The truth behind the so-called Gallagher curse wasn't some smaller business exacting revenge on the family, or Elias pulling puppet strings in order to make himself the sole heir. No, the Gallagher bloodline probably met its end because that antique mirror shattered when Elias was a child. He said that mirror was meant to be a wedding gift. Has the curse ended, or will I die too? The thought makes me shudder.
My love, what's on your mind?
nothing. I mean,
I'm really a bad actor in the end.
with everything that happened, is about to happen, I must be feeling the entire range of human emotion right now, my beloved. Nervous, excited.
Terrified for my eventual demise. And so full of dread. We return to the foyer, where the whole night began. Elias glides along the floor while I do my best to keep up with him, trying not to arouse suspicion. He places his
Or to
hands
be
on the,
aroused by suspicion.
he places
or
his
that
hands on the
chest.
door behind the steps, then turns to me.
Are you ready, my love? I have worked tirelessly to prepare the old ballroom for our ceremony, and while we may not have any guests, I do hope that you will be pleased.
My voice is hoarse, so the words get lost in my throat. All I can do is smile and nod.
Excellent.
Well,
Then
they'll be
without further
guests.
ado,
You might not have any living relatives, but she does.
The doors of the ballroom open wide, and Elias bids me through. I walk down a tattered red carpet through the dim, cavernous room toward the center where extravagant dishes, aged bottles of wine, crystal glasses, silver cutlery, and finally our bouquet await us. No one is watching, and yet with every step I take, I hear the echoes of whispers, murmurs, cheers, and sobs whenever my foot lifts from the floor. Are these memories of previous weddings Elias has attended, now recreated for his own? I wonder who will officiate. Elias must have some memory of a minister ready as well. I turn my head back and peer at the door, waiting for my groom. As he floats in, the noise grows more raucous. Is that the way you say it?
Ruckus? Raucus?
Raucous?
No, ruckus.
Ruckus? It grows more... Yeah, but it's grow more raucous.
I know we're all pronouncing it wrong, but I cannot remember how to pronounce it right.
Get more rowdy!
Raucous.
Raucous.
Grow more raucous, and the light blooms to a pale blue glow. My gaze is fixed on Elias. An eternity passes in a single second as he reaches the altar, beaming with endless pride.
All right, Ashlee, drop another to save.
It's time to drop another save.
Tune in next week to find out. In 2 weeks to find out.
No, I think we might
No, you
finish
got
the
time.
game.
You got time.
Damn. The crowd hushes down to a murmur before coalescing into a single echoing voice.
Welcome all. Family and friends, thank you all for coming today to partake in this joyous occasion. Today we are gathered together to unite Elias Gallagher with his beloved.
I still can't take my eyes off my groom.
Long has he suffered, and now long shall he be overflowing with joy. Let the memories of betrayal, of murder, of waiting be washed away like leaves in a flood. Love has triumphed.
By the name of the Lord! Like, this is giving so Southern Baptist preacher.
Yeah, but it's also probably coming from his subconscious, right?
Oh,
So
yeah. Oh, yeah.
either that or he summoned some other spirit to officiate, which...
Nah, this is coming right from his dome piece.
Oh God, if this is what Elias is thinking.
Do you, Elias Gallagher, take this person to be your lawfully
Take
wedded
this
spouse,
person?
to live together in matrimony,
Jesus.
to love them,
We selected the
comfort them,
non-binary option.
honor and keep them? in sickness and in health.
I mean, they could have used the name.
And in joy, to have and to hold, from this day forward, now and for all time.
I do.
Do you, my dear, take Elias Gallagher to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in matrimony, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in health, in sorrow and in joy, to have and to hold, from this day forward, now and for all time?
I
Stop!
Taylor!
Oh, look at Taylor coming in swift.
The slamming of
you
ancient
get
doors.
one of those.
Okay, fine.
The slamming of ancient doors against the walls drown out all the memories in the ballroom, and the illusions disappear without a trace.
Who?
Taylor.
Aside from the angry echoing of footsteps, there's only me, Elias, and a very, very sweaty Taylor in this otherwise empty sanctuary.
Oh, that's not what you want from a Taylor. You don't want a sweaty Taylor.
I've never been so happy to smell his attempt to mask the scent of sweat with overpowering cheap cologne.
That's right. This has to stop. You should have told Elias the truth ages ago. I should have told you the truth ages ago.
Oh, God!
Oh, here we go.
Wait, hold
My
on.
dear, is this the spirit medium you were talking to?
Elias is so upset. Hold on, drop another save. I feel like we have options coming up soon.
Yeah, I think so.
Like we are in the ending. It is. His name is Taylor. Taylor Potts, and
Taylor, why do you interrupt our ceremony? Speak now or forever hold your peace.
His name is Taylor to fit.
Elias's eyes flash with frustration.
Oh, have I got some words for you, Gallagher? All of this?
Taylor gestures wildly around the empty floor and tables.
All of this is for nothing! This was a dumb attempt to find a ghost, and now I've put my best friend in extreme danger.
But I love him.
They didn't actually believe anyone was here. In my heart, I didn't believe it either. I was desperate. But we did our homework and read that you were obsessed with romance. The idea of it, at least. They aren't actually in love with you and have never been engaged to anyone before this. We went shopping for fancy clothes to trick you into appearing. So stop all of this. We're too young for marriage. We're both just college students, for goodness sake. We have our whole
I mean,
lives
in his
ahead of
time,
us.
that was the age to be married.
Taylor's arms drop to his sides as he takes in a shaky breath.
Elias, you should be mad at me. I set them up to do all this. But I should have been the one here, not you.
Yeah. I look between both of the men standing in front of me. Taylor is out of breath while Elias can't find the words.
oh, Elias is flickering.
I think we should let OHSIC disband. We need to go home. It's over.
No, but I'm married now to a ghost.
We didn't say I do.
With giant boobs.
What? But Taylor, don't make decisions for me.
My dear is right. They have been perfectly able to choose what they like. I provided plenty of opportunities and...
Yeah, and they were playing you.
Taylor's previous fervor gets a second wind at the sound of Elias's voice, and he puffs his chest. Yeah, we can't puff. All that puffing you will do, Taylor, is not going to counteract whatever the fuck Elias is packing underneath that tuxedo.
I'm telling you, it's hot water
Our goal
bottles.
was to prove you exist. Now we have, and I regret it.
How dare you? Don't you talk to my husband like that. Hi, honey. I love you.
Taylor.
Besides, do you even realize what rushing into marriage does to people? What if it turns out that you two don't even like each other, or can't even stand being in the same room tomorrow?
What if you think the
I
toilet
don't know
paper should
about
face
you,
different
Elias.
directions?
There's only so many tabloids that we can salvage all the way back from like 100 years ago. But have you ever had to watch your parents fight with each other behind closed doors?
Elias cocks a brow in confusion. All he can do is stand there and listen, trembling. Is Taylor about to spill some deep lore about his broken home?
Rushed, unhappy marriages lead to divorce. Maybe your parents got along fine.
Or murder.
Maybe they didn't. But if this was a regular wedding between you and Bud, you'd be waving a red flag for the whole state to see. Mom and Dad tried so hard to pretend things were okay when I was growing up. But I wasn't stupid. I saw the exhaustion on their faces. I heard what they said to each other. No one deserves that.
Aw, Taylor. I'm still marrying the ghost.
I'm sorry, Taylor. I didn't...
Besides, after all this, I realized I'm
Oh, here
jealous.
it comes. Here it comes.
Well,
I've been
we're-
saying this the whole time.
We've noticed.
It was.
Listen.
I mean, listen. It was pretty damn obvious. I'm not saying
Listen,
I'm
we're all
really-
jealous of Elias's chest.
Look at the size of those things. It doesn't seem physically possible.
Take somebody's eye out with that thing.
Wait, jealous of who?
Me, I assume. There's a rival suitor
No,
vying for your affections.
Of them.
It's true. I think you're great, and I really, really like you.
Oh, God.
Ashlee,
Torn between a dork and a dead boy.
one of them has a pulse and the other doesn't. Drop another save.
I mean, that is a.
I've wanted to tell you that for some time. Since about the day we met, to be honest.
Oh my.
But you were such a good friend. A kind friend who supported me in everything I did. But you were... I was scared to lose that. I was scared to make everything too big. But I
Except
guess
for
I
that
found
first
a
week
different
when you were
way
just
to
a
make
pussy,
everything
right?
too big tonight, huh?
That's what she said.
What a charming and sad story, Taylor.
Much to my surprise, Elias's voice drips with empathy. His words are genuine.
Elias, you're...
How could I not be moved? But, my dear, I need you to tell me the truth.
I like your boobs.
What did you come here for?
All right, here's the choice. Oh, do we still have time? I can't remember exactly how the ending goes. I came here to help Taylor find a ghost. Our ghost hunting group was in danger of closing, and we decided to investigate this place.
But.
We knew people broke into this place pretty often, and no one ever actually claimed to see any ghosts, so we decided to do what we could to make you appear. Nothing I told you about the previous wedding was true. I wasn't left at the altar. I was never even at the altar. I'm just an ordinary university student trying to help a friend.
I see.
There it is. The truth is out. Suppose it had to happen sometime. If Elias could sink into the center of the earth, he probably would. Only thing keeping him afloat is some sense of decorum.
But not all of this was a lie, was it? Your demeanor changed as we spent time together. You got to know me. You learned about the real me. And I think your heart opened.
Did it?
Are you gonna tell me you didn't get the ooh-woos?
Oh, definitely got the ooh-woos. But I'm talking about story-wise. Did it actually open up? Or
That's for us to decide if we got the
Oh
ooh-woos.
no, come on, don't do this. I get that you're lonely, but you're completely missing the point here.
Taylor, you were in the car all night. Shut the fuck up.
Taylor, please. Where we go from here is up to them to decide.
Elias, first I have a question for you.
Then I shall do my best to answer.
Oh, he's so adorable. Oh my god. Never change. You won't. You're already dead. Stay like... Mwah.
Stay incorporeal, my friend.
Do you know what caused the curse behind the death of your family?
I do not. No. None of the deaths were connected, at least not to my knowledge. And contrary to popular belief, I did not orchestrate those accidents. I'm not a cruel person, and I hope you can at least attest to that after tonight.
You're quite the tender lover.
I never said that you were, Elias, but Taylor and I had some theories.
We did?
I elbow him in the side and roll my eyes.
Elias, I saw glimpses into your past tonight, wisps of memories that allowed me to feel your emotions. And two things stood out to me. The first was Violet, and how uneasy you felt whenever she was around. Memories involving her.
Memories?
Oh,
You've been
well, he's
looking at
definitely
that-
got the memories.
You've been staring at that chest for too long, Megan.
Memories involving her would leave me disoriented and scared for my life. The second was you yourself, talking about the shattered mirror with your father.
At the mention of the mirror, both of the men fixed their posture.
I felt your frustration, like I was suffocating. I hated it. Breaking a mirror is bad luck in a lot of cultures. When you showed me the shards in your room, you told me that all of your siblings blamed you for shattering it.
Yes. I was simply admiring myself in the mirror's reflection when they came to snatch it out of my hands. I tried to keep it safe, as it belonged to my grandmother, but...
6 versus 1 isn't very fair. And your parents probably didn't side with you on this, did they?
We literally just said that.
Yeah, was the phone dead at that point, though?
Elias shakes his head. The gear is turning in his brain.
In addition, that mirror was meant to be a wedding gift, wasn't it? It was never gifted to any of your siblings' spouses because it was broken and your father didn't bother to repair it.
So then, the curse...
Maybe that's not the best way to word this. I think your strong feelings towards that mirror inadvertently caused your family to become cursed. That does make sense, right, Taylor?
Yeah, I guess that's enough of an explanation as any.
Well, I guess if we want to extrapolate, if Elias can exert this much power after he's dead and no longer has a body,
Yeah.
then maybe he was like fucking Professor Xavier when he was alive.
Yeah.
Then even my own
That's
death at the
strange.
hands of the DuPonts was part of the curse's doing, just as I thought.
Actually, if we go by their explanation, I don't think Violet DuPont jamming a dagger into your neck was because of the curse.
That was just greed.
You two technically weren't even married yet, and that whole stabbity-stab thing was a textbook example of premeditated murder. You know, the opposite of a fatal accident. You were so desperate for love that you ignored your gut instinct about something feeling off with Violet the entire time.
Elias looks down at his hands, then at the floor, despondent and on the brink of tears.
I see. So if I were to carry on with the wedding and marry them, then they too would die of the curse.
Or
If
it
that's the
breaks
case,
the curse.
Then I'll never have my wedding.
Aw,
Even in death.
baby.
Just rip my heart out, why don't you?
It's like, here, my beating heart for you. Just here, take it. Just, I don't need it anymore. Just motorboat his man boobies. He'll be fine. The room is silent as Elias reaches this realization. I feel so bad, but I don't want to die for his sake.
Hang on. I think I have an
Maybe
idea.
the marriage will break the curse.
About what?
If we're right about the mirror needing to fulfill its purpose as a wedding gift, then all Elias needs to do is give you the mirror after the ceremony.
So Taylor now is on board with us getting married.
I'm sorry?
I gawk at Taylor and his sudden change of heart. I thought he didn't want me to marry Elias.
Are we just
Oh,
gonna...
Elias, I'm really sorry for shouting at you when I burst in. I was venting about a lot of personal stuff that doesn't remotely involve you, and
Doesn't it, though?
and you didn't deserve that.
That was surprisingly mature. I am shooketh.
Yeah.
And Bud, I never should have forced your hand into doing the field mission for me. At the very least, I should have come sooner to provide backup.
Yeah?
But if you two trust me on this, and you're willing to try, everyone can have their happy ending.
Love a good happy ending.
At least I'm like
Wait, what?
95% sure this will work.
But weren't you opposed to our union?
Maybe they did get to know you better tonight. I shouldn't tell them what decision to make. So, as you said, let them decide.
They both look at me expectantly. I am terrified.
Elias, I love you so. I love you as much as I could ever love a friend.
Oh, that's not a good way to start.
So, corpse husband.
It may not be the love you crave, but if you'll still have me, if it helps to break the curse, to finally free your soul, I will accept your hand.
That is the most underwhelming proposal I've ever heard.
Yeah.
It's like, well, I really...
Actually, it's the most underwhelming acceptance of a proposal you've ever heard.
My groom's face delights with a sad smile.
Yes. I suppose your hand in marriage is all that I had asked of you when we first met. And so, I graciously accept this arrangement.
No, I'm not sure about how graciously you accept it.
Yeah, that doesn't sound gracious.
We both turn to face Taylor.
Definitely not
Do you
ingratiated.
take Elias Gallagher to be your lawfully wedded husband, to live together in matrimony, to love him, comfort him, honor and keep him, in sickness and in
He's
health,
really leaning on the word
in
him,
sorrow
isn't he?
and in joy, to have and to hold, from this day forward, as long as you both shall exist on this plane of existence?
Wait, what?
I do.
And do you, Elias, take them to be your lawfully wedded, yada yada, etc., as long as you both shall exist on this plane of existence?
Someone's salty.
Elias shoots Taylor a disappointed look for ruining the mood, sighing.
I do.
Look at that cute face. Look at him, he's so handsome.
By the authority vested in me as the official president of the Occult History and Sciences Investigation Club, I now pronounce you married.
Or some such bullshit.
The ghost crowd goes wild. Taylor erupts into applause as echoes throughout the ballroom, accentuated by leftover spirits Elias had summoned, while the man himself kisses me swiftly on the cheek.
And now, my dear,
I now pronounce
all that I
you
possess in my
person
mortal
and
years belongs
corpse.
to you.
That's right, we get the house and the belongings. It
That's
does?
not going to hold up in court.
Yes. Please come with me to the study. Quickly now.
Oh, that escalated quickly.
We all collectively sit in the ballroom and follow Elias' lead to the study. Taylor lags behind a bit, but I pull on his sleeve before he falls behind and gets lost wandering the halls of the manor. Elias pulls out a paper from a drawer.
Yeah, you don't want it to get at a render's distance of the ghost because the
Yeah, that'd be bad. It'd fall right
bad.
through the world.
yeah. Oh shit, he's in the back rooms. It's turned into a whole different game.
And clasped hands together, causing it to glow with ghostly light.
Here we are. My will, freshly written. With this, the mirror has been transferred into your possession, my beloved.
Taylor and I scan the document.
I, Elias Gallagher, former head of the Gallagher estate, hereby leave all my material possessions, including the Gallagher family jewels and the manor itself, to my beloved partner. I mean, a will written by a ghost would never hold up in court, but for the sake of breaking the curse, I think this should work.
It will.
Elias floats away from us with a complacent smile on his face.
My wish for a wedding of my own has finally been fulfilled. And now, it is time for me to depart from this world.
Are you sure? But we just met. I never got a chance to really get to know you, and
He holds a hand up to stop me.
I am an ancient relic of decades long since past. A memory of a life tethered to this land. But now that I am married to you, I am free.
Yeah, that's kind of not how marriage. Never mind.
Elias casts a sideways glance at Taylor.
Mr. Taylor Potts,
Yeah?
take good care of them in my stead. If you make them sad,
Elias's lips break into a sly smile.
I may come back to haunt you.
And I may
plan
find
on
some
it.
clown makeup.
The, taking care of them part. Please don't haunt me.
Elias chuckles.
Very well.
Elias takes my hand one last time.
Live and prosper where I could not. Farewell, my love. May we meet again in heaven.
Goodbye, Elias Gallagher. Thank you for everything.
With a final bow, Elias slowly fades from the room, and we fall to the floor and die. I met him in heaven quite sooner than I anticipated.
So, is your last name really gonna be Gallagher now?
Taylor, why do you always kill the mood?
After a full 24 hours of uninterrupted sleep, Taylor looked up whether my surname actually was legally going to be Gallagher now. Turns out that if both spouses don't sign on a marriage certificate, you can't be legally wed. Not in this day and age, so the last name thing doesn't actually matter in the long run. Hopefully Elias wasn't going to be too mad about that. After doctoring the will a bit, we laid claim to the fortunes left in the Gallagher Mansion. As it turns out, they kept more than just the family jewels in there.
Holy cannoli, we're rich!
I'm rich.
I mean,
and
they prettied it up, but essentially they just robbed the place.
Yeah, they did.
I'm rich, and I'm just redistributing the wealth to you.
Who cares about the details? We can repair the entire mansion and, like, actually live in it. And then we don't have to pay rent.
Oh my god. That was... Just let them live that dream.
Right.
I mean, people do it all the time.
Do they?
Yeah.
How much
Oh my
money
God,
was
there's
stuffed
like-
in the rafters?
There's like, God, minimum 10 YouTube channels of people buying old manors like that and
Just restoring them.
restoring them to live in them.
I mean, it's not a terrible idea.
That's very true, actually. Damn. Maybe I should marry more ghosts to inherit their estates.
While we were so caught up in legal matters that we forgot to recruit members for the OSIC, Taylor and I would go on to clear Elias' name of any wrongdoings in local legends. It only felt right after all he did for us. And so we spent a small fortune of my new fortune repairing mansion and the antique mirror to its former glory, and spent the rest of our college days rent-free. The fucking dream.
Right.
Ending A, for the truth.
Unfortunately, the property tax put us into debtor's prison.
We did it, gang.
We did it. I do kind of... So there is a poly ending. And I think if we ever like to run this again...
Are you going to do that next week? The polyamorous?
Well, not next week. Maybe the week after. We can
sorry,
see.
not next. Next week is not Otome Oclock.
Yeah.
Next week is indie horror game, right, Ashlee? Do an indie horror?
I'll
Next
have to
Tuesday?
find one.
I mean, do we... Okay, so we do not have a plan for...
You know how it is. We don't plan things.
We sometimes do.
We try to. I got it's wrapping up. And Megan, you said there was something you wanted to talk about.
Okay.
Oh,
It is... Oh, perfectly timed.
So, Sour Milk, who made My Sweet Housemate, which does have like a 2.0 update or 1.0 update. They have an update. They added more endings. There's some fun things. But they also have a new demo out for a game called Online Obsession, where you meet up for the first time with your online friend. And nothing can possibly go wrong.
Yeah.
Nothing at all.
Everything will be fine. Also, I should probably have gotten the link, but what was it? The Date with Death. Who are the developers of that?
2.5 games? 2.5.
That sounds right. 2.5 games. They are doing a merch run for this really cute hoodie that I really wish I could buy. But you can pre-order it. I'm not sure if the sale's still going up. See if I can find it online.
Yeah.
Quickly, to the internet!
There's something else. No, that's not it. Velvet Cupcake Games will have it. No, not that.
It's on Makeship.
I have another thing to say. No, not that.
I will pull up the itch.io page. There we go. Alright, I have it up here. So if you go to the itch.io page for 2.5 Studios, you'll see that they have some sweet artwork of our boy, Death, our cute little Grim Reaper. Casper.
I suddenly remember that game.
Yes, we played it
Grim
in
Reaper hoodie is
November,
available
December.
now. So you can follow their link. Oh, this hoodie is cute as fuck. It's a different one than I saw before, I think. Yeah, so this is the hoodie. It's on
That
Makeship.
one, no, that one ended in May 2024.
Okay. So they did a different one.
Yeah, they have a different one out now,
Oh, that
but it's also on Makeship. You can just
Alright, so I can what?
okay. Go back to the Makeship page.
Megan's teaching me how to use the internet.
Now you're just making shit up.
Click Buy 2.5 Studios.
This is the one that I saw.
Yes.
But that other hoodie was nice. Though.
There's 15
Fake
days
with the
left
faux
on
buckles.
this. So if you want to support 2.5 Studios, look at this chibi. This is so cute.
It is cute.
And I love like the shield, like the sleeves and everything. And I love this embroidery. Fucking love it. Here's a closer look at the artwork on the back. But Date with Death is also available on itch.io and Steam. Highly suggest that game. Is really fucking cute. You get to have like AOL text messages with the Grim Reaper.
And one of these years, we're gonna have Geeked Out merch you can buy.
Well, we do have it now. It's just not that great. We
It's
need to
not-
improve upon it.
I mean, if you want a bare bones thing with our logo on it, what is it? Teespring?
Yes. There should be a link on the YouTube page and on the Twitch profile page as well. The funniest thing I have on there is like yoga pants because I thought it was entertaining to have our name all over your legs.
I mean, I would be impressed to see those pants on somebody.
So I also have
Just
something
saying.
to say.
What is the thing you have to say?
Ashley, if you will go to steampowered.com and look for the Storytellers Festival, and I will read the page while you bring it up on, while you find it.
What are you, Storytellers Festival?
Yes.
I have a feeling
It's
that's
not a game.
Yeah, I know it's not a game.
Maybe in Community?
Yeah, that doesn't help me.
You know what? I will.
How to look up Storyteller Festival Steam?
Hold on. Copy URL.
2025. Here we go.
Oh, that's it. So, the Storytellers Festival is hosted by 2.5 Games.
Oh, that's cute.
The Storytellers Festival is a celebration of the art of storytelling, featuring a wide range of visual novels and narrative games that showcase the best in interactive fiction. From heart-wrenching dramas to lighthearted romances, this festival has something for everyone. Whether you're a seasoned fan of visual novels and narrative games or new to the genre, the Storytellers Festival is the perfect opportunity to discover new favorites and explore the limitless possibilities of interactive storytelling. Join us for dedicated streams, special events, and more as we celebrate the best these genres have to offer. There's more than 400 games, lots of demos. Lost in Limbo, is part of the festival. I believe Maid Marian is part of the festival. What was the first game? Not the first. Was it the first game? The first game we played. Obviously, A Date with Death is part of it because it's hosted by 2.5 Games.
Alright, so all these games listed here in the festival are things that are part of it.
Yeah.
Like Taiko no Himitsu, Contra Spem Spiro. That looks interesting.
I believe so, yes.
And like you said, these are all visual novels, or right?
Yes.
So there's like a variety of things you can pick from here. So it's not all just romance games. You have different
Tastes.
Yeah. Do you have anything that you would want to shout out, specific, like highlight in the festival?
Oh my god, what is that other game we played? The one where we were the Empress. It was the first game where we were Otto.
Is that the one that wasn't finished?
The villainous one?
No,
with
not
all the,
Save the
with all the
Villainous.
gods, or no?
No, that's Lost in Limbo.
No, the Empress one we couldn't really do Otto. We were limited on character creation, weren't we?
Because she was a lady, but Otto was a lady.
Yeah, Otto is anything they need to be.
No, Otto was a lady in that game specifically. The one guy we wanted to date didn't like us, and we wanted to annoy him.
Yes, it was our mission in life.
And
I have it buried somewhere. Let me look. No, let's Save the Villainous. Maid Marian. We've done a lot of games.
yeah.
Yeah, I have no clue. Ooh, what are these files?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Hold on, I can find it. Let me just...
I love the menu music for this game.
It's very good.
There's like something Emperor. And like you could choose
Something dark.
like
side.
it's not like detailed like Civ, obviously, like civilization games, but
But
there
it
is
does-
some diplomacy you have to employ. Imperial
Yeah.
Grace.
Imperial Grace, that's it. Imperial Grace. I believe that's also part. I think it might be. I'm not sure. There's a chance it is.
Let's take a look. Oh, the good people on here as well.
Mm-hmm. I think there are definitely games on this list that are in like my private itch.io page for us to possibly play eventually.
Sorry, we're close.
Like keyframes I've thought about.
There's Lost in Limbo. Hey, shout out. Imperial Grace is right here, coming soon.
Cage of Roses is also by 2.5 Studios, I think. But that's about lesbian vampires.
I mean, what?
Of course, Adam perked up.
Sorry.
For
Wait,
the Yuri fans in the audience.
suddenly started paying attention. What are we talking about?
Calm down. Was this one like a live action?
I don't
Five
know what
Hearts Under One Roof?
I don't know what that is.
That looks scary. I don't want anything to be part of it.
Yeah, don't. That might be
What?
corny.
Yeah. It looked like it was going to be. The operator looks interesting.
Obscura is one of them. One of the things I've thought about us playing.
That's loud. Why are you so noise? Calm down.
Welcome to the FBI. As your newest operator, you will use your detective skills to assist our field agents and investigate mysterious crimes. You're the fuzz in that game. I don't think this is a romance one.
Unless you like romancing crime. You like romancing justice.
You wouldn't even do romancing the stones.
Like, a lot of these are not just, it doesn't look like it's all just...
Yeah, like that one's turn-based
novels.
RPG.
That one's a visual novel. Visual novel. That one looks really pretty. Looks like it's platforming, too.
Yeah.
So there's like a variety of things in this festival.
It's all like most like smaller game dev companies.
Operator intrigues me. I might test that one out. We're gonna slap that. Yeah, we're gonna add
slap
that to a
that
wish
ass.
list. Let's see. Anything else on here that we want to try out?
Scroll down.
How about you, audience? Do you see anything you want Ashlee and Megan to try?
Also, what I like is that all of these games have demos. So you can check them out before you decide to purchase them.
We'll try before you buy.
Something like
We'll
that.
sample the goods.
Oh, you know what we should play on stream?
What?
The demo for Twin Coves.
Is that in this festival as well?
No, I don't think so. Because they're working on making a new demo. But, I mean, their full game has over 400,000 words in it
Damn.
before coding. And they just, like, sneakily, they added a 10th romance option to their game.
Oh, God. Just
and I'm
sneakily.
like, please don't do this to yourself. Even in the Kickstarter, you're like, what if I add 2 extra romance options? And then you unlock those. And then, like, a couple weeks ago, you were like, what if?
I think next
And
week
hear me out.
I'm gonna pick some demos from the festival, and we will play them on stream.
Okay, sounds good. I'm not sure how long the demos, this event is lasting.
Now it's like the demos are only active for the festival.
No, I mean, like, I don't know how long the festival is. So for now, watchers, please go check out this festival. You can find it on steampowered.com. I'm sure Ashlee will put the link.
Look up Storytellers Festival 2025 on Google, and then you'll look for the Steam page. So it's like steampower.com/developer/2.5studios/sale/ the Storytellers Festival 2025.
Yeah. Okay, the fourth one on the top row does not look like it's in English. Is that in Latin? Contra spem sparrow?
Oh, I see the one you're talking about with the...
Oh, that's on the first row, fourth one in. Okay. I thought you were
It's
talking
like-
about this for some reason.
No.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
have
a
no idea.
Mothman or the goat
It's a
squatch,
visual
sheep
novel,
squatch or
horror
something.
story rich. I will say next Tuesday we won't be doing a visual novel because I don't want to exhaust myself. I'll be real.
Well, obviously not next Tuesday, the Tuesday after next.
But I am going to check out some of these.
You should
other
see if you can find
games.
some horror in there for next week, though.
Yeah, that's why I was looking at Animalistic Revolution. That looked interesting.
But you can look at it more after the stream is done, so we can let our lovely viewers.
Yeah. Well, do you have anything else?
I have nothing else to say.
Done pitching.
That's it.
I'm done.
Nothing to pitch for next time. Next time,
Nothing
next
plugging,
Otome Oclock,
done
we're going
pitching,
to be
done plugging.
playing Gallagher Mansion again.
Yeah, let's see if we can do the poly route.
All right. You heard it here, folks. Next episode, returning to Gallagher Mansion. Do we have anything planned for the game after this one?
I will have to look through.
But you've only got 4 weeks to figure it out.
We could do the Twin Coves demo if the new demo isn't out by then.
All right.
Mostly because I want to infect the world with Twin Coves. Or I will play the Tri-City Monsters demo myself and make sure it's okay to stream.
Sounds great. Yeah, I guess that's it. I have nothing else to say.
This has been Otome Oclock.
Keep talking. I got things to do over here on this
Oh
side.
my god.
Oh my god.
Um,
You're tearing me apart, Lisa.
Well, you know, you asked her 3 times if she was done, and then you weren't ready.
Well, then you guys were also as like Ashlee.
You
we need to be
guys.
done.
So,
I'm barely paying attention.
so, the newest romance option in Twin Coves was originally a side character, much like the other two extra romances, which are all having full routes. His name is Misha. He's a vampire.
I thought Mishas could only be angels.
Hilarious.
I
He
thought
is
so.
sort of rock star coded.
Rockstar coded.
Like I'm not certain if he's in a band. All I know is he can play like cello, but he has the look of a rock star who died at the age of like.
I understand what you mean, and it doesn't not make sense. Like he's not a musician, but he's got that vibe.
Yeah,
But like just the term rockstar coded.
yeah.
Just
But yeah, no one was expecting that. Not even a DLC romance. Just it's 10 now. Yeah. Oh, what else was I going to say? So, fun fact. If any of you have watched the show Supernatural, you will have noticed that after season 6, or from season 6 onward, Dean Winchester did not wear the leather jacket. That is because when they were filming the promo for season 6, they had to mail the costumes cross country. And someone broke in to where the costumes were being stored
Wow.
and stole Dean's jacket and one of Misha's trench coats.
There's only one jacket?
And there was only one jacket, and it was bespoke.
Oh, so that means there's only one of a kind?
One of a kind.
Nice.
So that's why if you ever see him wearing a leather jacket in the show afterwards, it's not the same coat. And you know that person couldn't sell that jacket.
no.
Because if the fans at the height of its fame found out,
Oh.
even now,
Yeah, you're getting no.
No one would want it. Well, there'd probably be one asshole that would take it.
Oh, I would love to own it. But anybody who's selling it clearly is the thief, and they deserve to be tried much more than I deserve
yes.
that piece of memorabilia.
In like 30 years or so, someone's going to come out selling it and they're going to have a story.
About like they found it in an attic, or it
Yeah.
was left to
Yeah,
them
my
by
white
their
ass.
grandfather. Or,
Yeah. Or like they found Mary Poppins, the carpet bag that was used in the Mary Poppins movie, like on film, they found in someone's basement. Because at that time period, they were just getting rid, when they
Yeah,
needed
they
more
didn't-
space,
they
they were
didn't-
getting rid
yeah.
of stuff.
They weren't precious about props back then.
No. Surprisingly, the bag was not moldy. They took very good care of the bag.
That they
it's
stole. That's good to
they're
know.
Carpetbaggers.
It wasn't stolen. They were going to throw it out, and they were just like, "Can I take it home with me?" And they're like, "Yeah, sure, fuck it, we don't care."
Whatever, yeah. They didn't. Yeah, they didn't really save props back then.
No, they did not. They didn't save like movies either. Like so many old movies
Yeah.
got torched.
Well, I remember. I can't remember. It's been a few years at this point. But there was some fire at a record studio, and they lost the masters to like a bunch of like Guns N' Roses and Nirvana. Virgin Records, I think it was,
Yeah.
had a fire, and they lost like a lot of it, like incredible masters to like Appetite for Destruction, and Nevermind, and a whole bunch of like oh my god stuff.
Well, I guess it's better if somebody has it and can save it. Grumble, grumble.
Yeah.
But
I mean, so there's this lady in England. I don't remember where she is. And I don't remember if she still has this weird museum in her house. But she would go to auctions and buy Princess Diana's old clothing. And then she'd set up like museum quality like glass
nice.
cases in her house of like mannequins
Creepy, but
wearing the
nice.
outfits. I'm not remembering this totally correct, but she had like a bunch of them. I don't think she had the black revenge dress though. That one would be expensive.
yeah. So
Are you done?
I am.
Are
I'm
we
done.
Are we
Are we
done
done?
killing time? We were still over here killing time. You never
I
told
was
us
trying.
to stop.
I was trying to, but you guys kept going. So I'm like,
Okay.
oh, I
we
guess I'll
didn't
shut the
know.
fuck
We
up.
didn't know. We didn't know.
I was about to say something, and then you were like in the middle of a tear, and I'm like, okay.
Oh, also Alaris right there, on the middle row right there. That's also another one that I have bookmarked. I've been playing through it to see if there's any flirty scenes.
Making sure it's safe.
Making sure it's safe.
Alaris is one of the games that's also listed in the Storyteller Festival.
Yes.
But I guess we're finally finished.
Okay.
We are.
We finished arguing about who said it was time to
We're
stop.
still-
You said it
Yeah.
was time to stop. Well, what do
Oh
you mean
my
we're vamping for time?
God.
And it's arguing
Um,
back and forth.
So this has been Geeked Out.
Now, this has been Otome Oclock,
Well,
produced by Geeked
This has
Out.
been a Otome
yes.
Quack. Otome Quack.
Geeked Out.
Produced by Geek Out.
Oh my
produced
god.
by Kiko.
Kiko, isn't that the restaurant distribution company?
What's wrong with you?
Yes.
Don't you spit the Kwan's English?
I don't know what the fuck you just said, but it's time for us to go. I'm
Time.
Ashlee A. Button.
I'm Megahan.
And we are all geeked out.
No, it's Otome O'Clock. We just
And we're
discussed
all
this.
Otome O'Clock.
And
How-
we're all clocked out.
Wow. Nice.